I took a shit ton of notes last time.
G sharp.
I think now is a magnificent time for somebody to tell us what happened last time.
Somebody hasn't joined the call yet.
I can do it, and then y'all can bitch at me when I miss stuff.
Just don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Just do a really good job.
So,
Quote the entire episode verbatim from beginning to end.
we all awkwardly stared at each other until Dennis was like, guess you're not going to do anything but level up. And we were like, yeah. So Faldir went first, and he waddled into the Warrens to ask about poisons from a dude named Slitch that I definitely thought was named Stitch for a little bit. And he was like, yeah, there's this super cool dude that you can train with, and I'll hook you up with him. And Faldir was like, cool.
Yep.
So he followed him into... I know. I was very pleased with this. So he followed him into this ruin, and the trainer was like super sneaky quiet, and his feet don't make noise, and he's like in general kind of creepy. And Faldir asked him what his name was, and he said that his name was taken from him, but that he could call him Quiet, and I was very pleased. And then Quiet told Faldir that he may have a task for him at the end of his training, and Faldir was like, cool. And then we cut over to Milo.
Mm-hmm.
And Milo went to ask Rowan. Milo went to talk to Rowan. No help. Because Rowan was like, what the fuck do you want from me?
Mm-hmm.
So then he was like, I'll just do the same thing I do literally every time and go to the arena. So off he went to the arena. And he, on the way, asked every single dwarf he saw if they knew what a paladin was. And everybody gave him a bunch of weird looks. And like 4 hours later... nobody still had any idea what a paladin was. Excuse me. So then finally, a dwarf approached him and offered to sponsor him in the arena, and his name was Gindrin, I think, or Gindrin. But we called him Ginny.
Guinea.
Okay. And yeah, and Faldir was like, cool. What?
I said Weasley.
No,
because you said it last episode, so...
Yeah, and it wasn't great then.
I know, I
still
just
not.
like bringing up old jokes. Anyway, continue.
Anyway.
Alright, so... Then, I went and asked Faldir if he knew people who could help me learn how to be less shit with a dagger. And he was like, yeah, I know people who know people.
I know this quiet guy.
Yeah, so he was like, let's go talk to Slitch. And then he introduced me with my name, so then I said his name, and I would just like to point out that everyone I have told that situation about agrees that I should have said your name. So, Strasser would have had no idea. So anyway,
Well, you know a lot of vindictive people, is what I know.
Also, the impression that I had, at least, was that you didn't realize that happened until later.
Yes, that's definitely true.
I thought it was cool to say his name because he was like, this is Strasser. And I was like, okay, we're all friendly, no big deal. And then he was just like, And I was like, God, fuck, well, why didn't you introduce me as like Sally? And then I've been like, I see, we're not using real names here. But no.
You, however, did not turn a person into goo 30 feet away from this stand, but that's fine. Continue.
That didn't happen that night.
Happened later.
So, it's fine. Let's see. So then, Slitch was like, yeah, you can go train with Quiet also. And I was like, cool. So we went to meet with Quiet, and I learned the pros and cons of a bunch of different daggers. And then I wrote down, Faldir continues his training and gets nuts in his face. Because that is actually what happened. And then he learned that poison in liquid form. Because it was like dust. And then Milo went to do his training, and he was like punching shit and doing your standard arena training bullshit. And someone from across the arena started yelling at him, thinking that he was someone. And Milo was like, do, definitely not that person. Nothing to see here.
Yep.
And then that person left. And then I headed over to see Quiet. And then Milo at some point decided that maybe this wasn't all it was cracked up to be, and that this person really didn't know what a paladin was.
Sure.
And he was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna bamf out of here. And on his way out, like, there were people yelling, and Dennis did an excellent job of describing what was happening, and it was just like a beautiful moment. And then I'm not gonna try and re-explain it because I'm not gonna do as good a job.
The
And
past yelled at me.
yeah,
That's
basically.
about time.
Yep. So then I was supposed to try and hit Quiet, and I couldn't hit him with my dagger, and I managed to punch him, and then there was water dripping from my hands. It's like, woo, magical fists. And also I have stealth proficiency now. And then it was the 14th of Haze, and we had a meeting at the Sweetwater Inn with Tithian, and we were asking him about the other conservators and stuff, and he said the conservator of order, Oreska, I think, is on our side and thinks that we're doing cool things. He also said that talking to Jayla might be difficult, but that potentially like bringing in a beast that she can use in the arenas might be a good idea, or like halting an assassination attempt. Really anything to make us look impressive. Excuse me. As far as getting into the Golden City, Tithian can guide us once we're in, and Maroom might be able to help us sneak in. And we were like, cool, thanks for all the great info. Have a nice day. And left. And then Milo and I went to see Zalos at the Stone and Mortar, and we got the money. Hooray. And the dagger.
The dagger.
And the dagger. And then I went and pestered Faldir to teach me how to write shit, and he taught me how to write my name. And then our characters don't know this, but we know this. Lady Anika casually rolled up on the city. Was like, hey, this city's gonna be my bitch now. And that's where we left off.
All right. Is there anything that anyone would like to add?
There was an extremely touching moment with Milo and Shrasa of a heart-to-heart that apparently was not
I don't
noteworthy.
take notes during those
was
moments
only-
because it's often like...
It was only one heart to empty air, actually, in this
Yeah.
case.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Wow.
Like a sad little paper airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Mhm.
Well, listen, don't get demanding, all right? Or there will be there will be harsh punishments. Your character still has all four limbs, all right? It does not need to be the status quo.
That doesn't have to last.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try and swing a swatter with one arm.
Yeah, it's much harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would suck.
So, yeah. So is there nothing that anyone would like to add?
Milo had a mystery dream.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Milo did have a mystery dream.
Except then he told it to Shrasa in a really emotional heart-to-heart.
And Shrasa was like, whatever.
No, like, well, yeah, whatever.
True.
Have a nice
I gotta
life.
write this down. Yeah, have a nice life, Milo. Get out of here.
True.
Get out of here, Milo. Get out of here.
Yeah,
I don't hear about your bricks.
yeah. She's like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't give a
Are we
fuck.
gonna murder Faldir in his sleep? Maybe.
Probably.
I'm not even sold. We have to wait for him to go to sleep.
No, I think that was it. Just that we also found. I mean, the Dawn's Light folks are expected back within a few days,
Yes. All right.
and that yeah, there's the big arena event at the end of the month.
All right. All right. Very cool. Well, Aaron, congratulations. Give yourself that point of inspiration. That's right.
Look at you, Sean.
I
Man,
dance every time. I don't even have this
still
tab
there.
muted. I just dance.
My favorite is when people sing along with it and it's delayed. because-
Yeah.
Imagine if I try to sing along with it. I can't even hear it.
You don't even know what song this is playing.
I've got a pretty good idea.
It's the eye of time.
Mhm. That's what I assume it is every time.
That's because it's what it is every time. Oh man, you know, it's been too long since I've played the Titanic theme. That's all I can think about right now. Anyway, so now, Aaron, you cannot answer this question. It lies to Sean and to
Troll.
Dan. What day is it?
Troll.
It's Troll. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be. It is
is.
Troll. But what day of the week? But besides, what day of the week is it? What day of the month is it?
Well, it's 2 weeks past from what we previously did, and there are, 14 days and a week in Dark Sun, right?
No.
10 days?
No.
Closer.
11 days.
No.
12.
No.
A million.
There are
I
no
even
weeks.
gave you a hint on this in my summary.
Let's see. There's orc, goblin, lizard man,
Troll.
wood
Troll.
elf,
And
wood
Troll.
elf, high elf, the dark elves,
Every day is
Skaven.
Yeah.
Skaven. God damn it.
God, I'm still mad at that the universe that they're like, we're gonna make another Total War Warhammer game with new races and stuff, and half of them are elves, and I'm like, God damn it!
At least the elves in Warhammer are interesting, though.
They're still elves. Like they're still not as cool as everything else. Like they're still the least awesome part, successfully.
It's the 19th.
It is indeed the 19th of Haze. Congratulations, Dan. You know what?
Sean earned that one though.
I don't know. I don't think that's true at all.
Actually, he kind of lost it when he didn't know how many days been on his day.
Yeah.
He didn't know how many days there were. We were looking for 9.
9 was the winning answer.
Oh,
Nine.
Mighty Nine. I got it.
99! Get it?
Oh, I want to kill Liam for that alone. Like,
It's a funny joke because we roll a number sometimes.
sometimes.
Because we picked this one number to arbitrarily decide that it comes up all the time.
I mean, it doesn't really. Although 8 does come up more frequently nowadays in our Dark Sun game. But,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but we're not called the fucking grade 8 or some shit.
yeah.
Grade 8.
Great.
I would leave.
Yeah. You guys wouldn't survive the session. You wouldn't survive, like, 30 minutes. But anyway,
Our
Okay.
characters just have heart attacks immediately.
Mhm.
On the spot.
that's right. So, as we delve once more back into reality, we see a darkly lit tavern with twilight piercing the slats in the windows. People are making their way around outside of it. You can see a man clad in heavy carapace and such. Clearly an important member of the Tyrian Guard. Notably, at his side, the camera sort of zooms in at a dagger that gleams for a moment in the faint sunlight as it is iron. He looks over and sees a hooded figure sitting at a table who waves a calloused hand and gestures. The man looks around and lets out a grunt almost. You see a wisp of something almost like the blur of a heat wave run off of his fingers. And he looks around the room with dark eyes and the room scatters, moving away from the Templar. The figure remains seated, wearing leathers and a hood. The man walks over towards the table. The figure tosses a bag onto the table. There's a rattle of ceramics and coin. As he snatches it, he pulls up a seat. So what do you want? Why are you here? The figure leans forward, and we see the familiar face of Lady Anika. Her eyes narrow, and she says, I'm hunting a defiler. Anyway, we cut back over to you guys.
I don't know who she's talking about.
It could be anyone.
It could be
anyone.
It could be.
She's definitely hunting praying mantis, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it is. She's hunting praying
I'm like-
mantis, dude.
99% certain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Elsewhere.
Still, my favorite part about this is I wasn't a defiler when she last saw
No,
me.
but you still fucking flew out of her capture on a chair.
I know.
You faux defiler motherfucker.
Fucking Mary Poppins. Like,
Mary Poppins cool.
Mhm.
Alright.
I like that movie.
It's a good movie.
Alright. Elsewhere in the world, you guys, having completed your training, you guys spent your ceramics, right, on this training, correct?
Yup.
Alright.
I believe so. Yeah.
Alright.
I fucking know that because I looked for my one gold
Oh,
piece
that's
and
right.
it's not there.
That's right.
There are
Yeah.
100. There are 100 ceramic and 1 gold, right?
Yeah, Shroth was like, oh, I don't know. Here, have another.
Make it hail.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we at our little goldenix?
Yes. You guys awaken in your rooms, which again are much better than what you previously stayed at. Far more comfortable. There are cots.
It just doesn't feel right, though.
Nope. Doesn't feel like home.
I like the idea of you guys going back to Ultric and like sleeping on the ground where your room once was and being like, this
Yeah.
feels right.
The ashes of... Yeah, exactly. Right, I assume we all meet for breakfast.
Sure.
Yeah, do that.
Snack time. Snack time.
Alright, so, what's the game plan?
Well, do you have any... Do you think we can win over? I think that the game lady is a
Jayla?
good option. I think she is a good idea to speak with her. I don't know about our friend's suggestion of to like try and save her from,
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't care for that as much.
because if we don't, then you know.
Mm-hmm.
So option is to bring in something.
Do something for the arena. I think either win or bring in a prize that she can gain an audience.
Well, if we decide we're going to fight for the arena, it would pretty much have to be Shrasa, because you could not,
Could not.
and it'd be a very bad idea for me to.
You probably could.
I have a limited bag of tricks, and they're not.
And
Yeah, it's like-
most of them
It's all
will
slime,
result
basically.
in me getting murdered.
Fine.
Yeah. Let me just cast the defiling spell in front of this entire coliseum full of people. I'm sure nothing bad would happen.
Mm-mm.
There's only one way to be sure, Sean.
That's true. That's true.
We could have a mystery entry, but I still don't think that would be wise.
Mhm.
I don't think I could win anyway.
Mm.
But we could maybe get something that she would be interested in, or at least say we have something.
Something tells me we can't just bluff our way in here.
Mm-hmm. I think we have to drag it in kicking and screaming and make a spectacle of it.
Okay.
So, on a special side note, how are we going to drag something in here, kicking and screaming?
We have rope.
Well, that solves that problem immediately.
Yeah. We have like 100 feet of rope. All our problems are solved.
So it probably.
You and your fucking rope.
That's another movie I like.
Anyway.
Hmm.
Alright. Well, we probably should make it sleep first. Like, kicking and screaming would maybe not be good.
Yes.
Wouldn't be very safe.
Probably need some capacity to carry something heavy. That's it.
Like a big critter to drag the big critter?
Pretty much, yeah.
I could do that part.
Mm. Not that I don't. Not that I question your strength, Milo, but if, for instance, this big, scary, nasty thing that we're dragging with us wakes up, I don't want the first thing that it bites into be one of us.
Oh, it would be dragged with a rope. I wouldn't hold it like a baby. Like a rope baby. Like a baby at the end of a rope that you drag through the desert.
Milo has flashbacks of his childhood.
I love
Yeah.
that both Sean and Faldir are doing this.
Yes,
You know? Like, you remember when you were a baby and you get put at the end of a rope and then swung around in the sand? It'd be like that.
I don't recall. No.
Oh, well.
So that's your parents' failure to raise you appropriately.
You missed out. Well, either way, we'd have to go find something and subdue it without killing it.
That's your specialty, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we never kill anything.
We
We're
leave
doing
a
that
trail
Fallout playthrough where you don't kill
of
it.
living things.
Oh.
Yeah. Doing the peaceful run of Bioshock.
Yeah. You guys have a
Bioshock
slime.
Dark Sun. Yeah.
You guys just have slime that, you know.
We convert things from one life form to another. Therefore, we don't kill it. It just lives on. It's a different thing.
Yeah, but they'd have to roll new characters if they were PCs. So
That's true. No,
Yeah,
they
that's
could
a-
be slime.
no.
Do you think your creations might be? Do slimes fight in the arena? A slime's a cool arena
No,
attraction.
that never happens.
No, that's not a thing.
No.
This would be a one-in-a-lifetime unique situation. That'd be really cool then.
That's true. Yeah.
Look, we captured a slime. It's bound in rope. It's safe.
We found it in the room.
We just like laid the rope over and it's
Yeah.
slowly hissing and like.
Smoke's coming off of it. Yeah.
Do we have any saran wrap? We could just make
Get a
it
rag.
jumbo mold.
And so Saran Wrap was born.
Anyway, so yeah. Well, we also have over a month before.
No,
Yeah.
we don't.
No.
We have much less time than that.
Yeah.
You have much less time than that. That's true. Yeah.
We have like, what,
we have
11
we have a
days?
little over a week.
Well, let's go.
Good.
We don't need to do any preparation now. Let's just.
Shit.
So y'all's plan is just like, let's go fight.
Let's just go walk in the fucking
Fa-
desert and let
Father.
things attack
Find
us.
something. Yeah.
Again.
Oh
That's
dear.
what we do.
Would your ever so helpful shopkeep happen to have anything that might help subdue the animal?
Probably.
Is that worth a shot?
Why not? The market doesn't open up till the evening, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure I do, right? Dennis?
Yeah. I mean,
And
I mean, there are places you can buy. I mean, listen, it's there's sort of a Walmart aspect. You can go anytime. But like, you know, Slitch and such. You know,
Slitch and such.
Slitch and
Please,
such.
that has got to be the name
Come
of
on
the
in to
shop.
Slitch and such.
Slitch and such.
no, it doesn't
Want a
have
toe?
a.
I can get you a toe.
It doesn't really have a name in the strictest sense.
Well, I'm gonna call it Slitch and such. But
Okay.
anyway,
But no, but that, you know, the really nice shops, if you will. The really they come out at night.
Mhm.
So
right. So that leaves us the rest of the day to try and get things in order. Do we want to try and secure a beast of burden to transport a large creature? I mean, we don't even know what we're looking for necessarily. Our plan is to go out there until something attacks us and then subdue it and bring it in.
which sounds like
I
a
think
winning
this-
plan that cannot go badly.
I think this may be
That's
a
usually
bad
our plan.
I think this might. Remember when we tried to do that in Alteruk?
Mm-hmm.
We did this exact thing and it didn't work. I think we should do another plan.
Okay. I am open to suggestions.
Strasser, you could win victory in the arena.
Milo, if you know, no, I don't think I could.
I don't
Whoa.
know. He might be onto something there. You've pulled through in lots of clutch battles in our
And this
past.
level up gave you a lot of HP, right?
Uh-huh.
And you
Tons
have
of-
metal weapons.
Tons of hit points. Yeah, a metal weapon that would definitely be cool to go on out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there like this arena thing? There's not like doubles, is there?
All right, so everybody except for Milo, go ahead and take off your headset, and I'll break
Woohoo, I'm
down
gonna learn about
arenas.
arenas and stuff.
Yeah, because this is stuff you would know intimately about.
Yeah, it would.
So, here's the rundown, big guy. So first of
Alright.
all, there are doubles and such. That is something that does occur. Now, the usual way that it works is that for higher tier fights, you're going to be there's usually patronages of houses or something, right? Like House Verdun or somebody might sponsor you, or certain slave trainers and stuff. There's usually like a trainer that's tied to him in some capacity. You can fight on individual fights. And there's kind of inside arenas and such that these smaller ones are fought. You can agree to either a contest. There can be which contests are usually done in side areas. Actual battles and stuff are more popular in the Colosseum.
Okay.
So there's contests, there can be duels, there can be group fights, and there can be monster fights.
Okay.
All are things that exist within the games themselves. To compete, to actually compete inside of a smaller arena itself, the way that it's designed to work is that it's 25 ceramic pieces per contestant,
Okay.
and it costs to actually basically anybody could fight in the actual Colosseum, but you
Okay.
have to pay your entrance fee. And whenever you were training and such, you heard that it was around 5 gold pieces would be for a minor fight, and if you want a main stage fight in the actual Colosseum itself, you're going to be looking at about 20 gold pieces. That's if you're an unproven. If you're somebody who would draw a crowd, if you've earned your way through the smaller through the smaller contests and such. There are races. They're like sort of the Crawdloo races that people will run and stuff like that. There's Inex races. There's small monster battles. There's duels and such. If you earn your way through there, then you can get there, and they usually charge somewhere around 10 to 5 gold pieces.
Okay.
But you're probably looking at about 20 for just an
to jump in
for just some
it
Joe.
is are anonymous fighters a thing?
If you pay the 20.
If you pay the 20, but like mystery fighters, like fighters who are wearing super sweet masks.
I mean,
is their gimmick?
I mean,
theatrical?
People can wear masks. They have to, like, their sort of true name may not be known, and they can have like a wrestler style backstory,
Oh yeah, the Hulkster.
Yeah, but that person like has to, like, again, if you're not doing the 20 per person, then you
still have to work your way up and get enough interest.
Yeah.
Okay. And would the big fight on Asalia, like the main event or a main event, would there be a couples fighting main event?
It depends on if there's enough interest in it.
Okay.
For big festivals, usually monster fights are popular.
Okay.
And if there's people like duels between like champions, are big ones. And Asalia is a pretty big deal, because of the fact that it's growing towards the end of the year, and because there's only 2 months after Asalia. There's Horde, and then there's Wind, and at the end of Wind is the Slave Tithe.
Yeah.
So people kind of they try to get their investments worth before tax season comes.
Sure. Makes sense.
So Asalia is actually kind of the biggest tournament affair. And I will say that during Asalia there usually is a tournament that will run sort of leading up to it, but it's probably already started in the weeks to come.
Okay.
Usually the tournament it's called the Tournament to the Sun. And it starts after Desalia, which you'll remember is sort of the winter festival. And basically every lizard man, there's sort of like tournament there. It's March Madness kind of deal.
Gotcha.
To climb right up there.
And so if Milo's goal was to find something where he and Shrasa could fight together on like, if he would know, and it's fine if he wouldn't, but like for any of the monster fights or anything, or any of the obviously not the champion duels, but is there anything there where 2 people would be able to fight at the main event?
Yeah, there are monster fights. Champion duels could be, I mean, it's something like for like champion duels and stuff, for that kind of stuff, it's almost something that's arranged between owners, right?
Okay.
It's not as much something. It's something that's usually
for it.
It's usually like arranged between owners. The 2 owners will come together and be like, we have these 4 champions. We would like to see them fight together. We would like to fight them together. We think it'd draw a big crowd. And then they go to the master of game, the conservator of games, and they work out basically a contract, to get paid and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, but there are monster fights where it's more than one non-monster against a monster.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Thanks.
So we had a good old-fashioned gladiator edumacation.
Yeah, so there were tournaments and stuff. Yeah.
This is how it feels, Sean.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
No idea.
Uh-huh. Now Dan doesn't want to tell us.
I don't want to say shit now. There could be maybe at the main. We could maybe. It's expensive, but we could maybe get an entrance to the main event, and perhaps 2 of us could fight. They have fights against beasts, and sometimes against a couple other fighters. And if we compete in fights leading up to it, it lowers the entry cost, depending. They think you can draw a crowd based on recent victories. But that way we could both fight.
I mean, so this wouldn't be until like right up at the main event, though, right?
Well, so we
Like
could
a week from now.
go to the main event. There's another tournament that should be happening on Lizardman. That'll be I think the last one before the main fight. The entry fee for those are better. The Coliseum fights are the ones that would get us an audience are more expensive. Usually they're sponsored by a house.
What do you mean by better and or more expensive?
Well, better in the sense that they're at the main festival and they're
No. I meant like as far as money.
like money, like 25,000 bits,
Mm-hmm.
maybe. Right, 2,500. It's like 20 gold. It's about 20 gold if you have no notoriety behind you, is what I've heard. It's usually just sponsored by one of the houses, one of the nobles. That's per entrant, usually. Maybe it's different with a group, I'm not sure.
Not sure how we'd get that much money on such short notice.
I could think of it later.
Milo's like, I know, pick me. No, we can afford it. I just don't know if I like our chances.
Milo's known for his success in duels.
In 1-to-1 combat. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, I know. So is Strasza, for that matter.
Yeah, however, when's the
Ross
last time...
actually is, though, to be fair.
No, Strasza just rolls nat 20 on death saves. Like, that's...
But when's
And
the last time...
murders
that
her
both-
master. So she kind of is the master if you think about it.
Yeah, the circle is now complete. But shoulder to shoulder, back to back, when's the last time that both Strasza and Milo fell?
Like, literally the last fight we had, they both went down at some point in that fight.
At some point.
That's some
But
point.
that's
That
like they
doesn't
take
count.
turns though.
So
Yeah.
if Baldur had not been there, we would have been fucked, is the moral of the story.
You were up. You were up too. It was fine.
Yeah, you just
take
had to
turns.
kill all those halflings.
Yeah, there were only a handful of them,
Again, if
which is
Baldur had
coincidentally a
not
lot of
been there-
halflings. But
Yeah, I mean, you can get like 80 halflings.
Yeah. They're
Plus, we were
compact.
notoriously bad at killing large beasts. Like, that's the one thing we're literally terrible at.
It's like all we do. Though.
I like
like
I like the one thing we're terrible at.
It's like the one thing we're like great. We're great at everything else.
else.
Everything else is a success, but big beasts,
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
We've killed so many gnolls.
we
You've killed literally zero. No, you've killed a couple gnolls. I'm sorry. You guys have killed about 8 or so.
yeah, you killed a bunch of gnolls.
The entire Null population in Dark Sun, in fact.
I don't know. There's a couple. I think that.
That made it out. I don't think
Escaped our
so.
wrath.
No survivors. No
They made it out with
survivors.
your stuff.
I
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
That's a
I think you're
shitty
making that up.
necklace. Got that from Spencer's. All right. I think. Well, we could together. I think maybe. Although I think it's from what I've seen, it's scary in that arena. There's a lot of people there. A lot of very strong fighters.
Yeah, it really that.
They're very big. They're all very big.
Yeah, see, and I am not.
Yeah, Milo's big compared to you guys.
Well, but if we fought just a monster, then it wouldn't matter.
Except when that monster is also huge.
It was a spider. We took care
And
of it.
you fucking galloped off with it into the desert.
But then it was okay. There was the plant.
Like I remember none of this.
There was the plant. We killed the plant. That was fine.
You're not sure if that's true, Shrasa.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that. I remember charging.
I remember getting knocked the fuck out by that
I
place.
remember feeling like a pincushion for some reason. Well, we need to... This is something that we could do, or at least begin on, instead of trying to wander, and it wouldn't take us far away, so we could still do our work in the Warrens. Yeah, if we go out into the desert and we don't know what we're looking for, again, didn't work before.
I mean, somehow we always manage to stumble across something that wants to kill us.
But not something that we're able to capture.
I don't know, a giant psychic cactus. If we brought that back, that might make things in the arena pretty interesting.
How would you
do
bring it
giant-
back? How?
Don't ask questions, Dennis. Shasta doesn't ask
Saran
questions.
wrap.
Yeah, Saran wrap solves all the world's problems.
Everything.
Preston
Saran
seal.
wrap it all.
Glass casserole dish and some press and seal. There is nothing you can't do with that.
I think,
Fucking legendary artifact, the wrap of Saren.
I think that's not true.
Aaron?
No.
You're welcome. The Shroud of Saren.
So Dennis, I assume they both fall over dead at the table. And
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Completely.
Foul
Dear,
beer?
what are you doing?
What's your response to your dead companions?
Tell me your story, Faltier. I want to hear more
I
about
sit
you.
there and I go, yes, exactly as planned.
And then slowly uncorks his slime and releases.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm. That is how Tyr fell.
What do you think, Faltier?
I think that the two of you fighting together is a wonderful idea.
There's no risk involved for me, which I like
It's
better.
Very
than-
small, yes. But they don't know that.
Not my money, not my blood.
Yeah, and we both know if I enter that arena, I'm coming with one less arm. And I need at least one. Right. Because it still allows us to continue whatever our work in the Warrens is, which I still need to talk to our friend down there anyway.
Yes,
Find out
we
what
could.
job he has for us, which probably actually involves us going into the desert. So
That doesn't really mesh with that plan, though. Now.
it does not.
Or like Faldier's plan better.
It is. I don't even have a plan.
Yeah.
Nope, we're taking that mission. Let's go.
How do we speak to our friend then? So are we? Was this the one where we had to find pieces of creatures?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, but for the arena we would need the whole creature, not just the piece.
Oh no, I'm not saying we do it at the same time necessarily in that sense. I'm just saying that his job.
We have to leave anyway.
Yeah.
This is his point.
Have to leave is a strong.
Yeah, I mean we don't have to leave.
We have to take the first quest we are given at any given point.
That's true.
Not true.
We talked to
This
one
is
of
a
the three
weird
factions.
RPG.
And we
What if
talked
the-
to two factions technically.
Well, yeah.
One
but
faction
okay.
we talked to with violence, which is, to be fair, probably their only language.
Yeah, I mean, so we talked to them.
So they're on our side. Is that the conclusion? Like I don't.
Yeah.
We could rule them. We could rule that faction.
Are you implying that they're not? Because
I got a very different vibe.
I was gonna say that's news to all of us.
What of the Iron Rats? I don't know. I still
I
don't
can
understand.
probably find a way to get in touch with them if you want.
Well, I thought that was what we all. I don't understand how, with the tooth cutters, pieces of creatures will make them fight for us. I still am missing a piece. And remember that it's not long until the other members of our friends association group will be returning, hopefully. And then who knows how long we'll have. I don't think we should leave the city until we hear an update from Lasmine.
All right. So, in that case,
we should try to speak with the Iron Rats and maybe get a better idea from the Tooth Cutters if we can on what we could. If there's something we can do, and perhaps the Ruin Creepers seemed at the end there to be pretty reasonable. So, and Shasa, I'm scared too of fighting in there. But if it may be the only way. If you don't want to, I understand.
If it's the only thing we have to do, it's the only thing we have to do.
Much money, I don't think, to go into one of the smaller matches this next Lizard Man. We could see how we do, or how it is. We could even just go watch.
Yeah, let's watch a couple and then decide if we want to be in a couple and then go from there.
There will be one.
Oh.
Then it would be the main event. We are getting close to the time. I saw some of the others training in the arena, and they're still big, but they're not as. We fought tougher than them. Some of them. Some are still scary. They're all still kind of scary, but we've fought tougher.
Let's try the Lizard Man one and see what happens. If we get our shit kicked in, we're definitely not doing the big one.
Okay.
all right.
Well, we still have. It's only
Troll.
troll. So we had Pixie, Goblin, Gnome, or something, Lizard Man. We still have several days. Basically all of the days.
Kobold Ogre.
Something, I said that.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
We have all of the days until then, so we can still progress in the Warrens while we wait to hear from Dawnslade. I mean, from that group. From our friends. The association. Yes.
All right.
Well, dear, what do you think should we try to get in touch with the Iron Rats?
I mean, we don't really have a whole lot else to do.
You don't think there's any other way we could make headway with the Tooth Cutters?
I mean, I can ask. Well, I ask about the Iron Rats as well. See if there's any jobs they have for us without leaving the city.
Okay. I get the impression there may not be. Well, we talked about that. There may not be much money left after this, but maybe there will be initially. I don't know. I don't know how this will work. Okay.
All right. So we'll need to wait for nightfall for me to be able to go and talk to Slitch.
I need to pick up a couple things.
Okay.
Okay. So where's everybody headed?
I go to The square. What district? Wait. Way? Fuck. Where they got cool clothes at?
I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that, so...
That
Like-
wait, do you want to go clothes shopping? Because I also want to go clothes shopping.
Let's go clothes shopping.
Faldir sits in the tavern.
Faltier does
Kills
not go
Milo
anywhere.
Milo and Trasa have like a like 90s movie shopping mall montage.
Okay.
No, but like
I hate this.
actually, I do want to go clothes shopping.
So you guys
Well,
go...
do you know that it's actually a chopping mall montage?
Anyway. Anyway, so... Like, where do you go? Do you guys head over to the Merchants District, or do you go to, like, the Noble District? Or, like, what's the game plan here?
Probably the merchant district. Artisan way, yeah, artisan whatever is like more like artist like paints and shit.
Pottery and
I wasn't sure if that was like a weavery or I don't know. A weavery.
Mhm.
Yeah, merchant district. Even see we could even like Karina maybe, like around her place. Probably stuff there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And while they're doing this, what are you doing, Faldir?
I sit in the tavern and wait for something.
We
to
take
happen.
Faldir with us.
Yeah, Faldir
No.
comes with us. I drag Faldir by the ear
Get
on his
up,
on his
Faldir.
lacking arm side, so he loses his balance even more.
Yeah. Buddy, look, your clothes are getting ratty. You want to keep up this cool mystique of like this impeccably dressed dude coming out of the wastes with a pimp cane and one arm? You gotta get some new digs.
True story.
Maybe a fedora,
I
Ah. Mhm.
the feather,
Mhm.
Gled's feather.
Precisely.
fucking Cled's better. You monster. He's with us forever.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So,
Where do we go?
Merchant district. We are going to the district of merchants.
okay. So you
The
guys
three of us together.
head over to the Merchant District, which is largely divided up into trade houses and such is what it largely is. It's sort of set apart from the caravan district, and things are being shipped to there in various capacities. Cheese and Pete's, but it's just I've run this kind of session before, and it's, first of all, it's very hard because it's not something I generally prepare a lot.
You don't plan for shopping mall montages.
I honestly don't. But here in particular, you can see that there's House Stell, and there's you can see that there's House Stell and House Vordon, who seem to be moving various textiles and such. You can see that there is various shops being set up in places. It's not nearly as busy of a place as it would be in like the actual caravan district itself. The shops here are more established. I mean, obviously, you saw, like, for example, Karina was setting up in an actual sort of solid shop and such, but that's sort of a minority of the buildings. Whereas here, it's a lot more of a common situation. Through the main thoroughfare, you can see that there are guards and laborers moving around. You can see that there are large parlors here and there at the Iron Square. You can see that the minor members of various houses are trading and such, and sort of undercutting each other in various capacities. You can see that House Lear is sort of trying to set up shop there. You can see that they actually are are moving various goods and stuff, survivalware and rugs and things of this nature. And you can see that it is a place where many things can be bought, depending on what you're searching for. So, but being that you guys are searching for clothes, in very specific aspects, as far as actual sort of styles go and such, are you guys looking for like formal wear? Like what are we looking for here?
I just want to not be covered in blood all the time.
Okay, so you're just looking for like traveling clothes?
Yeah, like a set of traveling clothes, and then maybe I don't know how expensive formal wear is. I don't like Strasza in theory would know, but I don't know.
I would be looking for formal wear.
Yeah, like I want a spiffy
Holocaust cloak.
I want a spiffy as shit outfit, and I get this outfit dirty outfit.
Okay. Yeah. So let me get my 80s jam going here. So, you guys wander into various places in and out, going around. Strasza, you're able to, there's a sequence where you're going into a closet and then come out of it in various, attires. One of them involves sort of these baggy pants that are worn, they're kind of airy, that of which goes along with vests and such. Yeah, well, welcome to where I am now, Sean. So, yeah, thanks for telling me. Very useful. But in a more serious note, so Strasza, there's sort of various options that you're able to find throughout the multiple shops. There's sort of a more commoner style sort of traveler's kit that involves like very heavy baggy pants, along with like a shirt that's fairly thin and a vest that can go over it that's designed to hold various things and such. And it's, you know, all sort of short sleeved and such, but usually the sleeves are rolled up because they can be unrolled to cover up your skin in that capacity. It also can go with the conical hat is very prominent and with this style, and this is something that you guys see a lot of commoners wearing in this capacity. You also see that there are styles that come more from specifically places like Uruk and such, in which you're going to be looking at more leathers and a little bit heavier of gear, but something that still has a little bit of flexibility to it. These leathers, they're not like leather armor, they're not like boiled leathers or anything like that, but they're designed in a capacity for climates that are not quite as oppressive as this one. The leathers that you see there are generally patchwork, like it's not all leather. There'll be like cloth with leather stitched into it in various elements that are designed for more active stuff. So like if you were to like brush up against like, you know, rocks and stuff, they're sort of like padding to a light degree. And here we're talking about something that that ends up falling into this style that it usually involves high boots and stuff, and clearly seems to be geared less towards travel in the actual sands, like the alluvian wastes, and to badlands and that sort of thing. Usually, you also see that there are some aspects of other attire that involve like skirts and such, that can be worn that have similar to what if you guys remember Lady Anika wore whenever you first met her, that have leather, that have like actual boiled leathers onto them, sometimes with ceramics to sturdy them up, that are for more defensive measures, and these are gonna fall much more less about comfort and about moving around, and have definitely more of like getting into fights design. You can see that these things are they're sort of sold in similar sort of traveling kind of gear, but there's definitely an aspect of them that's designed more for if you get yourself in a tussle. And you see that there's turbans and various hats that have like long veils that cover the face to help from the oppressive sun. You see that there are a lot of colors that are dyed but aren't too flashy at first. You know, dark greens and dark grays and things like that, of which are used. Actual brighter colors like yellows and blues and stuff like that are also purchasable, but they're more expensive. As far as the guys go, whenever we're going over towards like Milo, so things get trickier for you because you're a bigger guy.
You're giant.
Well, you're not a giant, but you're in the giant section of the stores.
The big and tall.
Yes. You're in the big and tall section of the stores. So things definitely are a little bit different for you. Milo, you find that there's similar that vest that I was describing earlier, but like there's no like undershirt that's readily apparent. What would probably be needed to be purchased would be something like almost like a sheet with a hole cut in it, where you wear as almost like a poncho underneath the vest itself, or you would just have just the vest on. You see that there are wraps that can be used as sort of a top half that sort of flow down into something like almost like a robe like essence to it, that could fit you. The leathers and stuff like I described, none of those really fit your actual build. They're all designed for people who are not quite as big and strong as you, more around like 5'8", 5'10", people in this range, and not as broad shouldered and stuff as you. As far as like, are you also looking for just like casual attire?
I wouldn't mind.
Or is Strassa's dressing you, I assume. So Strassa, what are y'all buying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I feel like we're going for one set of casual and then something that we can wear that we won't get snooted out of literally anywhere we try to go.
Just casual is probably great. That vest sounds dope.
That's a good point, considering right now you're wearing a tube top, basically.
Yeah, I'm wearing an old fucking bloody.
Yeah, you're probably fine with just casual.
Yeah. So for Milo, you end up finding the vest that of which goes over like a sheet that can be purchased, so it's sort of like a poncho style. It's heavy leather that seems to be from some sort of lizard, possibly Inyx. It's Bomba. That goes along with the similarly large baggy pants that narrow at the ankles. It's made of like a linen or something that's fairly like a thin material, so it's a little bit more comfortable, but is able to block some of the sun from being too oppressive onto you. You find, I mean, as far as headwear goes, you can find turbans and the conical hats, and you can find the veiled stuff is also purchasable, but it ends up most of the ones you have aren't really veiled. They have more of like a wide brim hat that has a lot of like leather straps dangling around it, or a lot of times there'll be beads or something that'll be dangling in front of it as sort of like a visor kind of deal.
I want the most veiled thing, unless there's like a big light type cloak thing with hood that is purchasable.
Yeah, you could
maybe not.
You can buy a cloak with a hood on it. It's more of like a half cape for you.
Yeah. That's fine.
But you're able to find one that's pretty heavy, and you can cover your face with it and head.
Cool. I'd like that as well.
Are you guys all looking for fancy wear as well? To get more.
I want fancy wear. I want to be fancy as shit.
I only want fancy wear, so.
Yeah.
I respect that about you.
Uh-huh. My favorite part is like I go out to the desert once and it's completely ruined, but I don't notice. I just keep wearing it regardless.
Eventually, you'll find a way to sap the life out of your friends to cast prestidigitation to
To
clean
clean
it.
myself, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Worth it.
So the most common sort of formal wear for women that is found is, I forget what it's called. It's that like I think it's Chinese style dress that's like the fold across that has the buttons down the side. That's
Kimono?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember.
No,
It's not.
kimono's like
There's a
long,
different
That's
name for
very
it,
Japanese too. That's also extremely Japanese, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, he's not talking about a kimono. He's talking about a different thing.
Yeah.
The kimonos are like these big, long, flowing dresses. The thing he's talking about is a much shorter, kind of
Yeah,
tighter
no, I
dress.
know what you're talking about.
I learned it for our Stars Without Number game, Dan, and I forgot it.
Good work.
We all frantically look for it.
It's fine.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
They're largely silks.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've got the spelling.
How do you spell
Qipao.
it? Gosh, I remember looking that up too. I can't remember, but anyway.
Kapow!
Yes, Kapow. Anyway,
Qipao.
Chipao.
Yep.
Yeah. So those are the most common sort of formal dresses that kind of exist. There are some of them that are variants of that are much longer. That'll even have like a small train in some capacity. They can be found that are more expensive, obviously, and a little more delicate to a degree. As far as like headwear and stuff, they do have like the equivalent of not like I don't want to say like tiara, but that style of like a brush kind of deal that you would set into your hair that's got elaborate jewelry and beads and stuff on it. It's purchasable. There are a lot of earrings that are made from this carapace of a bug called a harum, which is I'm not going to go into it, but it's a very expensive bug they're known for making this very sort of this soft sort of chirping noise that's considered very beautiful, along with having a very bright and shining, almost metallic looking carapace that are very brightly colored. And so those are used largely as the jewels, that of which are sort of hanging earrings and such, and necklaces that you can find. As far as the guys, they have a version of that that's very similar to the, what was it? I already forgot. What was it? Chipao? What was it?
Kapow!
Kapow.
Chipao. Those are that are this, the top half is this long sleeved with the buttons on the side that can be worn in that way, along with pants that of which are very well fitted, again made of silks and such. Also, that's definitely geared. There's also going to be capes and stuff that are often attached with that for the men, that have elaborate symbols on them. Dragons are prominent, but those are generally more expensive. Other ones have things like the sun and various other imagery. Some of them will have like an image of like the ringing mountains, from which is basically the city's butted up against, and things of that nature. Yeah, so that's largely what we're looking at as far as formal wear that's available.
I want one of them dresses.
Okay, which kind? Long train or short?
The short one.
Short one. Okay.
Yeah. In blue, if they have it, depending on how expensive it is.
Yeah, they have blue. It's roughly similarly priced.
Okay.
For both,
That.
your casual wear is gonna cost you 1 ceramic and 5 bits.
Okay.
For all of you.
Mhm.
So far for Strassa's formal wear, we're going to be looking at tin ceramics.
Okay.
So
I
she
get rid
has
of
so
the
she has a very nice dress. Like it's there's a sequence of her coming out of the closet and various things. She's got like a chef's outfit on one time and like
Clothes are just flying out over the closet door.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to go. You said there was basically a male version of a cheapao as well.
Yeah, but it's just the top half is buttoned in the same capacity with long silks sleeves, and then it has pants that are well fit, and it's usually associated with a cape or half cape.
Yep, I'm gonna do that, and it's gonna be green. The color of slime, very important to me.
Okay,
No reason.
absolutely.
Oh.
Do you go with a cape that has any particular design?
It's the
What are-
green blob.
What are my options for a particular design?
Okay, at some point in time, you have to come up with something. Like I have.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll come up with something.
No.
Not right now. At some point in time.
Yeah. Later, it decides.
So you buy it, and then we'll find out later.
And then it materializes
morphs.
what it appears. Yes. It's actually a very thin layer of slime that I've formed into a cape. No. Not any particular design. No. It's also green. I don't know.
Pattern.
I'm not well versed in
Paisley.
the design of
He
capes.
picks Paisley. Paisley cape.
Fuck you. No.
Yes.
With tassels.
Checkerboard plaid down the inside of the cape.
Anyway,
Thank
Milo,
you so much.
you're able to so that's going to also cost you 10 ceramic pieces. So enjoy that. And Milo, I don't know what you're purchasing. That's going to cost you a little bit more.
Just the common clothes, no fucking fancy shit.
Okay.
However, I'm gonna go a step above this fancy shit to Masquerade Ball. I want to buy 2 masks.
Okay.
This is the mask place.
Okay. So, like, are you looking for masks that are like actually like sophisticated looking and ornate? Are you looking for something sketchy? Like,
I'm looking for something. So I guess ornate, but like ideally, I'd like to get something that's like hard cast, that's like made out of some sort of carapace, as opposed to just like a cloth. You know, I want something that's like in the shape of a ferocious or cool thing. Maybe a goat.
okay. Absolutely. So, there is something that's used for masquerade balls and stuff. Let me double check something here. If I recall correctly. Yeah, so the masquerade balls and stuff. There actually is some balls that occur and such during the year, but they're during Zenalia, which is sort of the equivalent of like kind of fall, if you will, or something. No, that's actually
Nice.
no. I'm sorry, that's the equivalent of like summer, actually.
Okay. Oh, we're off season though, so that's great. It'll be a discount.
Yeah, so you get a discount on it. And they have some that are in the shape of various creatures. So they have some that are like Timpo, which is like a kind of cat kind of creature.
Okay.
They have some that are in the shape of like Inyx, sort of snarling Inyx in some capacity, and just generally angry-looking lizards or dragon faces. You see some that are in the shape of like kind of strange, like bug-like visages with large sort of eyes and such. As far as like something that looks intimidating, let me see here. What might they have?
I'd like to get 2 that are different but similar if possible. So like 2 dragons or 2 lizards of the same type but different designs type of thing.
Yeah, let me see. What would be a good one? So they do have some that are of that are some lizards of Zizir. It's a special weird kind of lizard that kind of is like the The face of it looks almost like kind of almost like Tyrannosaurus Rex-esque, and they have one that's red and one that is blue.
Sold.
Yeah, no problem.
Those two, I'd love. What's that gonna run me?
So each of those is going to cost you 5 ceramic pieces.
Okay. Done. And was it 5 bits each, basically, for the common clothes, or 1.5 each, or one
It was
piece?
It was 15 bits.
I can't remember. It was
1 ceramic and
15.
5 bits.
Okay. I just couldn't remember if that was each or.
Not each.
Yeah.
But now you guys look less like murder hobos.
Yeah, I ditched that fucking elf shirt.
For now.
But now,
For now.
I'll put my cloak on, the hood over.
Yeah. Alright, now you guys look actually civilized. Congratulations.
Hooray!
Alright,
Also,
sure.
did I get a discount on mine since I only need 1 sleeve?
No.
Ah, damn.
Shrasa, oh, you could
Yep,
have another bonding
yep.
moment.
Yep, I'm already there. Yep,
Yeah, she got her sewing kit out. Stand still.
I'm already there.
Stand still.
She accidentally sews it into my arm. No.
Yeah.
Oh
Don't-
no!
don't flinch.
Oh, I'm so
Don't
sorry.
Don't flinch, you little bitch. You little bitch. Love it. All right. All right. That's all that had to happen. It's a little bit of shopping.
I'm gonna get.
If
so
you guys had
fucking
warned
robbed
me
when
about
I go
it-
to the Warrens later.
If you guys had warned me about it, I could have set it up in a more charming fashion.
No.
But
that would-
unfortunately, I did not. I got 0 warning. So.
Surprise!
That doesn't
shopping.
sound like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
We always zig when you want us to zig.
Okay.
We move every zig. It's a hot new viral reference I just made.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Didn't like it.
Well, so that probably took what, 8 hours, and now it's nighttime.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
knowing
though.
Strasser, yeah,
I was
probably.
to say you're shopping with Strasza, so.
Yeah, we are shopping with Strasza, so.
Yeah. I'll say it took probably somewhere in the realm of around 5 hours or so. So it's in the afternoon, probably around like 3 o'clock or so.
We could go get ourselves signed up for the next game.
Okay.
Would you like to come with, Faldir?
I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
I don't either. Faldir, I think maybe you should. We'll go together, but I think you should maybe enter us. We should not be. We'll be anonymous. I got you this. I hand her the blue mask.
No.
Strasza. Got you this
What
mask.
is it? Is it like an Unix or a dragon?
It's a
or...
Zizir.
Oh,
It's a
geez.
Zizir. It's a T-Rex. It's a T-Rex
Oh,
mask.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's fucking dope. Yeah, it's blue. Mine's
Yeah,
red.
actually, that's not a terrible idea to have Faldir enter us, rather than
Yes.
just wandering up ourselves.
What should our name be?
We should not use the name the Sundered Blade.
The
Just
the broken
Broken pointy thing.
the broken
broken,
stabby stick. I don't.
broken stabby stick. Great band name. Anyway,
Uh, we should be something cool.
that's an interesting vernacular you just used.
Everything's so hot here. We should. Not that is good.
Anything other than that.
Yeah, when
You
it's
say that.
not
Our
when it's not
team
that,
is
it's very
now
good.
a cool breeze.
It's called Shade. This is the worst thing we've ever done.
Yeah, you guys, this is hurting. All right.
Yeah. We could be called. Oh wait, what about fire and ice? Because it's red and yours is blue.
What's ice?
Shit. I don't know what ice is.
I was gonna say
Wait. God damn it.
fire and water.
Fire and not fire.
Fire and not
Fire
This
and
is a surprisingly Milo answer, yes.
Fire.
Extinguishers.
fire and the other thing.
Fire in the jets.
Fire department.
Oh, God damn it.
I got nothing here. You just threw this at me.
Oh,
No, it's strange.
for you.
I don't know.
Clothing you can Google. I can't Google. What do you name a pair of red and blue T-Rexes?
Well, I googled nothing, so ha.
I did. I googled it for you.
I know. I was gonna
wait.
say.
Yeah, I knew what it was.
Got it.
I just didn't have the name.
I've got it. I've got it. Tooth and claw. What do you want to be, tooth? Wait, no, do you want to be claw? I'll be tooth. Tooth and claw.
I mean, it's fine. It's nice and generic.
Wow.
What? Generic is good.
Jeez.
That hurt.
That's
That
brutal.
hurt me. That hurt me a lot.
That's-
Okay, well.
Yeah, barbarians don't have psychic damage, Trasa.
Oh, well, okay. I guess. Guess all my ideas are shit. Never mind.
I mean, I came up with the fire department, so.
Yep, you did. You did. Good job.
All there is listen to all of this and just, yes.
So,
Tooth-
are you
tooth and claw,
rethinking any of your
addresses.
decisions at this point, Valdir?
Well, I'm not. I'm. This is their call. I had no input to
Entering us.
this. I have input, but they don't
what
care.
do you want to call us, sponsor?
Do you have a better suggestion? We should go by monikers so that we can keep not known who we really are, and also become a name that the crowd can say and talk about. So we might get them excited if we win.
Brick and mortar, but
Yep.
That's better.
Yep.
I mean that's
There
better.
it is.
That's better. Doesn't really fit the lizard motif, but yeah.
But I'm gonna go with it though.
It's good. That's better.
I like it. Yep.
That's good.
Sean just
Okay.
pats himself on the back.
he does. He does very hard. Yes, this is very important.
That's good. There is a shop in the Artisan District called the Stone and Mortar.
But this is different.
Yeah.
We could be Stone and Mortar and give them a sponsor.
That's what you should do. You guys should go talk to that guy.
We got a great deal for you.
Oh yeah, isn't he? That's where you guys got your thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Zalos.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, we could just be
Nice.
Stone and Mortar and do him a solid. Fuck him.
Ah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
So are we having this conversation in our hotel? Where are we having
No,
this
we're
conversation?
walking. We're having
And
it
we're
as we
just
walk to
casually
the...
putting on our "we're supposed to be anonymous" masks in the middle of
No,
everything.
no. We're not gonna go. We're not gonna go into the arena like that. We're not gonna be like. Valdir's gonna enter two combatants,
Yeah.
Okay.
but we're not gonna be like right there.
Okay.
Let's go. Oh, by the way, it's 25 ceramic pieces each. Thanks, Valdir.
I don't have that kind of money right now.
I don't either.
My hands.
I
That are
hand
not
him like a
in bits.
million fucking bits.
Noticeably not in bits.
I look very closely to make sure they aren't just coincidentally arranged in such a way that they don't appear to be bits.
As soon as you touch them, it just turns into bits.
They all just.
Thank you, Strasser.
This is what I was expecting.
This will be worth it. If we do well and they like us, then we can save more money. Go to the main show.
Hopefully.
Alright, so we go to the Gladiatorial Stadium.
All right.
The gladiatorial.
So give me an idea of what the plan is right now. So you guys are not going to be trying to get a sponsor. You're just gonna have Faldir just buy you guys into it. Just some mysterious
Well-
dude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, mysterious
The
dude,
mysterious dude is Faldir's MO, to be fair.
but
That's fine.
in fancy clothes with a wood stick. Like he's a
Looking
pretty pimp-looking guy.
Pimpin' AF.
Yeah, he looks like a pimp. And he's gonna enter us not to the main fucking 20 gold event one, but to the one that's coming next Lizard Man. If we
The
can get
noob
in.
fight.
Yeah, they're like the runner-up fight. They're like, hey, let's get you pumped for the big one coming up in a few days.
Okay, so you guys make your way basically to the front, and Faldir, go ahead and roll me a charisma roll. I'll say with advantage since you're all decked out.
Oh yeah.
Pimpin' as fuck.
Gonna roll 2 natural ones.
Anyway.
Almost.
But
Mm,
not well.
that's an 8.
Mm.
You got an 8 for one, and then you rolled an 8 for another. So yeah, so people aren't particularly impressed with you guys. But one of the pitmasters does approach you. And one of the pitmasters does approach you. And you can see that he is sort of a grizzled looking human who has probably fought in the arenas himself. But you can see that there's a sort of fairness to his skin and a sort of calmness in his stride that suggests that he's probably not fought for some time. He approaches you. Well, hello. So, you are looking to enter some fighters into the arena.
Yes, I'm new in town, and I'm here to enter my 2 slaves here into the arena.
Alright. And, what sort of games are your slaves specializing in?
They fight as a pair.
Do they fight other pairs or beasts?
Either role.
Alright. He goes ahead and writes it down. I see. And, he kind of looks at you, kind of furrowed his brow a little bit, kind of looking you up and down for a moment. Alright. And are you looking to fight in the main arena, or are you looking for a side fight?
We're looking to fight in a side fight.
Ah. He nods, and he has this tablet with this piece of stone that he seems to be writing on it like a chalkboard. You might sketching onto. He says, "I see. All right." He says, "And how much are you looking to front?"
25 gold pieces.
Hmm.
Not 25 gold pieces. Ceramic pieces.
I
I look at my ceramic pieces. I'm like, oh wait, that's not what these are.
Well, I mean, when I say gold, like, I meant, like, just not.
I meant
It's a relative term.
the opposite of that.
I meant, like, rocks. 25 rocks.
I mean, gold is rock, but this is beside the point.
What can I get with 25 rocks, please?
He sold out some rocks. They're no form of currency at all.
Sand, it like slowly blows out of
You
your hand,
just-
like,
Can we fight now?
But anyway, so he kind of furrows his brow. All right. And so are you two with him during this time period?
Yeah, I blew out that thing. I got my cloak on and my hood down though, and just so I didn't describe this wrong, Dennis, there still is there's one more like of the little tournament fights leading up to the grand event.
Okay. So,
Nope,
No.
we're just signing up for the grand.
no, you guys can't afford that. No, so
Once again.
if you guys want to enter, so basically every week leading up to Asalia, there is a small tournament, and the winner of that gets to go on. And actually, it's about every other week. This is the final week before, and there are 8 contestants total that are allowed to enter into the sort of dueling tournament. Does that answer your question?
I think so, because that's what I wanted us to enter. So then we could go to the main event for cheaps.
Okay, but then that's a dueling contest. Not as in 2 people, as in 1-on-1
Mm-hmm.
fights.
Yeah, no, not what
Just
we're talking
roll
about.
with
It's
it,
also
Baldier.
literally what we are the worst at.
Just
I mean, you
roll
think-
with it while we
You
don't
told
notice.
me none of this information, so.
Classic.
I retained none of this information. to
Oh,
be
okay,
fair.
that makes sense now.
It wasn't a lack of. I did not write.
It
that
wasn't.
down.
It wasn't deceit.
I said something about small arena and something about tournament, and then Coliseum.
Question mark, Coliseum.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I basically gave you what you need. Figure the rest out, smart fans.
So you're I'm gonna say that you inquired about this, Faldir, and he says, "Well, the big tournament for Asali is coming up, and a lot of slaves are entering in to see. A lot of slave owners are entering in their best to try and see if they can make their way into the final round of the tourney. Most of the favorites have already gotten in, but there's still a spot left for a late entry if you should win the tournament on Lizard Man. Right now we've got, and he looks over. Right now we've got about 10 contestants. We're hoping to maybe get 16.
All right. In that case, I would like to enter. I do tend to fight as a pair, but I would like to enter Mortis here, my larger slave, in the dueling contest to see if he can make it into the main event.
Makes a note. Alright. Shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
He says, and what's your ransom? All right.
Is this a kidnapping?
He says, all right. So, I'll explain
He
to you how
reaches
it
for his
works.
slime.
All right.
Yeah, it's just immediately.
I'll explain to you how this works. Okay. You put down a certain amount of money. Think of it as a sort of insurance. In the event that your slave loses, it will be up to the other patron whether or not blood or coin is taken.
Alright. I would like to put 28 ceramic pieces then as ransom. For the record! Baldir is not saying that. That is me
Milo's
communicating to my
Milo's
partner.
heart just.
That's a little
my
weak.
worth to my friends.
That's a little weak.
to my dear friends.
That's all I've got. I did
Got
not
8
know this
bonding
was a
points
thing.
and.
Yeah. Alright.
That's good.
Maybe some more arena things should have been communicated to Baldir before we entered this situation.
Nah, you're doing
Yeah.
a great job.
And Shrasa. Like,
I don't remember any of this. I remember none of it.
Well, you didn't know about the ransom thing because that wasn't something that you partook in.
It's true. It's for pussies.
Yeah.
Be a
You want to
wuss.
fight to the death? That's your.
Yeah, fuck it. It's the worst that happens.
You die. and then your party doesn't get anywhere, and you. So anyway,
And then you have to reroll.
yeah, into a dumb party that doesn't have anything going for it and has no money. But anyway, so he goes ahead and notches some stuff up on his on the board. All right, and all right, Mortis. Doesn't he have any arena name? Mortis the spider.
The brick.
Mortis the brick. Alright. He goes ahead and etches it down.
Can Strasses be?
No, because y'all can't afford to send Strasse in because y'all spent all your money on the ransom.
Could she be Brickus the Mortar though? Could that be her thing?
You know I haven't picked the CR for your opponent yet, right? Like,
It's gradually increasing.
Every word, it's worth it.
Alright. So, after that shameful display. Yeah, you guys will go ahead and lot it in. Alright. He says, we'll be setting you up in the first round. There'll be a draw on the day of. And he says, "Are you new here?"
Yes.
He kind of looks around. He leans forward. If you're interested in bribing for a better draw, he says there'll be a meeting outside the arena on the evening before. Come on the night of Ogre.
All right.
He nods. Sits back.
Thank you.
Of course.
Take our leave.
Alright. And you guys leave. Totally accomplishing what you wanted to.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we set up for.
Mm-hmm.
So your
Every time.
cam is gone, Dennis.
Yeah, but I'm here in spirit. Here, I'll bring it back.
And in voice.
Yeah.
Which is really better than being here. in
There you
spirit,
are.
But
I gotcha. So, the day winds down and comes to an end, I guess.
You know, having the camera
Do you
back
guys
is not better.
do you guys have any
Yeah, maybe no camera because
Yeah, maybe no camera.
internet.
it.
Nope. Nope.
I can
Oh,
hear
he's
you.
in lag mode. We're hearing what he
Okay.
said like a.
Whoa, whoa. Oh,
Yeah. Oh.
oh.
Yeah. We're good now.
We're good now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm
All right. Never mind about the webcam. Never mind.
Alright, yeah, I've turned it off for a moment to let things chill. So anyway, so you guys wander away from the arena. I'll say that dusk has started to settle in. It was a little loud, but do you guys comment on what just happened?
Milo's hyperventilating.
Right. So that was not quite what we planned.
Yeah, you think? Milo.
I can't.
Buddy.
You have to
Go
be.
back.
You can wear a mask and be me. You can be the mask and be me. You
No,
can be me.
Milo.
Milo, it's fine.
They're gonna kill me. They're gonna hit me. They're gonna hurt me.
Like that little halfling man.
This was a bad idea. You were right. I shouldn't. Oh.
Milo, it's fine.
Oh, okay. No, it's there. Yeah. I mean, I've never done this before.
Milo, I thought this was like your thing.
No.
What do you mean no?
Okay. That's the same thing as the previous thing you said, but
That's what I mean. No. The arena? No, look at me. I'm too small. I'm too weak. They'd kill me. That was just a toy. It just beat me and
Milo, you have killed many, many things.
but with
This is
you,
gonna... No,
you were always there.
I'll
And
be
you-
there too. I just
We will
won't
be there.
right next to you.
The halfling beat me. And Anika, when you guys aren't there, I don't think I don't. But if I lose again,
You won't.
this was a bad idea. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, it's fine. Milo, this
Pull
is
my
what
head down.
you're Grimjaw's first.
Yeah.
It is your duty to fight great foes.
But I don't. But if they haven't done anything wrong, probably they're probably good people, good guys. I don't really want to hurt them. I don't really want them to hurt me. They're gonna hurt me. It's all right. It's okay. It'll be okay. Sorry, it's being back here, and it's okay. It'll be fine. I've done this lots before. It's okay.
Okay.
We should go to the Warrens.
Shasa, do you have any input on this?
I mean, I don't know that we have any other option at this point. I think it is what it is, as far as I know. Just have to cross our fingers, I guess.
Let's go talk to. Let's go figure out the Iron Rats. It'll be okay.
All right.
So, the evening creeps in, and dusk turns into night. And the night begins to seep in. And you guys prepare to go do what is necessary to meet a charming friend. Will you all be going this evening?
I definitely will be, obviously. I don't know if everybody needs to necessarily. I would rather not go alone, given that I am now wearing super fine clothes and,
You look super fly.
Yeah, it seems likely that I will get robbed. I'm just. I'm not a scientist, but that's.
Joke's on them, though. You're out of money.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's.
sucker. Your last words will be suckers.
Side note, I should probably, if I could get money from somebody at some point, is probably not a bad idea.
I give you.
I know. That's why I keep asking if we're back at the hotel yet, because I don't want to just like whip out a bag of 75 gold.
Yeah, you guys make it back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give. Mostly because he doesn't have any inconspicuous clothing anymore. I'm gonna give Valdir 15 gold, and then I'm gonna split the remaining between me and Milo. So 30 for each of us, and then 15 to Valdir.
Sorry, did you say gold?
Yes.
Woo! I leave and retire.
Yeah. Retire from this life of crime.
15 gold. Boom.
Okay, well, for real though, just you sure you want to give Milo a bunch of money, just to be sure?
Milo goes and does a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's wise to have a scrawny child.
You're right, I should have all of it.
Give it all to the slime lord.
To what was once referred to in this campaign as Slime Daddy.
Yeah, can we talk about the fact that this is coming out of fucking nowhere to Faldir?
He's
No.
like, whatever,
Yeah.
it's just like the water skins,
He
right?
walks to Violet Cross's bedroom and she's just counting out gold.
No,
in this
he
little
knows that y'all
pile.
went and sold the candlesticks, doesn't he?
I don't know that he does, because I don't think we ever talked about that.
Well, he definitely
Well, I don't
knows you
know.
had them. So I
Yeah,
think I'm
But
going
I
to
never
say that.
talked about selling them.
Have you guys actively tried to hide it from him?
No.
Okay, then I would say during the 2 weeks of your training, you mentioned it casually.
It came up. Milo would have said something.
Okay.
How's all that gold over breakfast? Pretty heavy, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Super dope. Yeah, we're fucking loaded now. Thanks to selling off my ancestral artifacts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grimjaw's finest.
Yeah, they made a good choice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so we redistribute some wealth.
Yep.
Should we make our way to the... Well, we can go with you, unless you... We shouldn't.
Given how it went last time, we probably should all go.
I'd agree.
Okay.
And we're not buying anything from people who come up to us while we
But
wait
what
for
if they
Faldir.
say we
No,
can throw the wind, though?
I will take your money back.
But I have a lot of it.
I know.
You'll never find all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's everywhere.
Milo has all in one pocket. Like,
Yeah, I move like this, and my whole body just jingles.
uh-huh.
Clink, clink, clink.
no, we are not.
We'll stay with you, Faldir. We'll stay together. Let's go. You're like hella muted, like extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're extra muted.
I keep muting and unmuting myself because I get into
'Cause you
coughing
cough.
bits. Yeah.
It's a very gentleman thing to do. I know. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay,
So we
yeah,
go.
we go.
This has been a rough session, but
We go shopping.
Has it?
This has been a great session. Holy shit.
I agree.
okay. So
I'm neither confirming nor denying.
That's a thing you just said.
yeah. So you guys make your way through the narrow streets of the Warrens, and it is as unpleasant as a place as before. However, at this point, as you make your way, it is substantially different. You guys can feel people eyeing you Some confused to your elaborate attire, your ornate garb. Though you notice a couple look at you with curiosity in a way that suggests it's not just the attire. No one says anything, and it's not as drastic as anything was in like Alteruk or anything. But people seem very curious as this man wanders down the streets with his wooden cane clicking on the cobblestone.
Oh my god, I've become the lender.
That's right.
Circle.
So, you guys make your way to your old friend, Slitch. Are you going alone, Faldir, or are you bringing everyone?
I'm going alone to him.
Okay. So, I will say everybody can go ahead and take off their headset for a moment as Faldir speaks with his best friend.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Why, hello! Welcome back. My favorite customer.
Good evening, Slitch.
It is.
So I was coming to ask you about potential jobs. I know you had mentioned something about potentially going out and collecting material components for you.
Mm-hmm.
However, it turns out that my companions and I are going to be in town for a while, in such that we cannot go out into the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything in town that we could potentially do for you?
Well, maybe. How bold are you feeling?
My companions and I are fairly bold.
Alright. He says, well. He says, I certainly know something that could be useful. But I'm not sure you're up to it.
We probably are, but I'll leave it to your judgment.
You can see his mind turning, thinking. And he says, well, So tell you what. Your goal is to what? To meet with the higher ups?
Yes, that's the end goal we're looking for.
I could certainly arrange a meeting. How close to the city do you need it?
We probably can't be gone for more than a day or two.
Oof. A day or two. That is tough. That is tough. I know something that could get you in. But you'll have to pay me for it.
Alright. How much?
Well, judging by your threads, I'm gonna say that things have been good for my friend Faldir.
I am your favorite customer.
You might just be. He says, "You know, when you left, I heard there was a bit of a tiff that went on with some friends of ours that we spoke of."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was.
Well, they've been getting bolder and stealing this and that and raiding here and there. I get it. But the real threat is that they're planning to wipe us out, to take the Warrens for themselves.
It's very rude of them.
I would say so. Not very economical. Trade is always the best option. They've got a creature with them.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Give me 5 gold pieces, and I'll tell you all you need to know."
All right. And I gave him 5 gold pieces.
He takes it and runs it through his fingers.
I thought you were gonna leave it as he takes it and runs, and I'm like, ah, shit. God damn it.
I thought about it, but that'd be awesome. I buy.
I would laugh.
My
I would
favorite
fucking laugh.
customer. You just go back. That did not. That did.
That did not go how I planned. No, he told us everything we didn't know. We had to go here and then make up some location. And I'm like, well, guess he gave me bad intel. I don't know.
Do you know what a Braxit is?
Do I know what a Braxit is?
Probably not.
Okay.
You don't have
No.
training in nature, do you?
Surprisingly, no.
Yeah.
I probably should, but I do not.
You've mentioned that before. He says, Braxit's this big, stony lizard. They were raising one for the arena. Trying to get it to have a big fight on Asalia coming up. It's gonna be a whole thing. I was looking forward to it because I'm pretty sure we could rig it. But so it goes. He says, well, somehow those little bastards in the middle of the night busted through the animal cages and took the little bastard thing. Been raising it somewhere. He says they're gonna try to unleash it onto the elven market. Obviously bad for business and would kill many people. He says, now, he says, I think that if you brought me the head of that thing, I could get you a meeting.
So, I have a secondary question, actually, in relation to this job.
Sure.
Potentially, as fate would have it,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeking an audience with the Conservator of Games.
Ooh.
And if we were to capture such a creature and bring it to her, that would be probably considerable enough to get us an audience with her.
Okay.
So would you rather have... Is having this thing killed, is that the important aspect of it, or is it having it ridden from being a threat to the elven market? Is that the more important aspect, is what I guess I should ask.
If you have it... He tilts his head up. Getting it out of here would be quite a trick. He killed about a dozen of those little half people. before they were able to get it here. They say it eats one every night. I don't know. He says,
Just capture a bunch of them and lure it away using them.
Tempting. But I'm gonna need significant proof that you did this under my supervision.
Alright, and what do you mean by that?
I need something to convince the higher-ups that I'm a good little soldier.
Ah, I see. What, do you have something in particular in mind?
Halfling heads are nice, but... I don't know.
Maybe a specific halfling head?
I don't know enough about their tribe or whatever to really comment as to how it's run.
Gotcha. I see.
It's tough. You make it complicated.
Well, if need be, we can just kill it and find another way. We've got a few coals on the fire, so to speak.
He nods. He says, well, maybe if you could get it into the arena. And you could make sure that the fight that follows goes a certain way. Any way is fine.
I see.
I could get you a meeting. If you just give me a little tip on that.
Alright. This all, of course, depends on how it goes. If we're not able to capture it and we have to kill it, then I'll be bringing you the head. But
He nods.
with any luck,
With any luck.
right. And there's one other matter
Of course.
that I had as well. Yes, as always. If I was interested in perhaps speaking to a member of the Iron Rats to see if they had any work. Of course, nothing conflicting with anything having to do with the Elven Market and the Tooth Cutters, but who would I speak to in that regard? If you know?
I deal with a couple of them. I could try to arrange you a meeting with somebody.
Alright. I would appreciate it if you would.
Tin ceramics is fine. I can get you to talk to somebody.
Alright. I hand him a gold piece because I don't have 10 ceramics on me.
He can make change.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I love the concept of someone making change for a bribe. like, oh, well, you could have given me all this, but that's okay.
He doesn't. No, I mean you get the feeling that like if he could, he'd milk you dry, but he thinks it's more profitable not to.
Yeah.
And he says,
All right.
care to buy any poisons?
I'm still pretty well stocked
All
at the
right.
moment. I haven't come across anything that needed to be removed, so to speak.
He nods. And he says, alright. Well, you certainly are a strange man. They say you hacked your way through those halflings. That true?
Something like that, yes.
He looks you up and down. You a scion?
No. I have some friends who are very big.
It's always good to have friends. Take care.
You as well, Sledge.
He nods. Now get out of here. I can't have people thinking this is a high-class establishment.
I'll make sure to wear something more suitable next time. As I'm walking away.
I'm giving a thumbs up, but they can't see me, so you should do it. Alright. That's right. Indeed.
Yeah.
So, a meeting is had. Communication transpires. Sean mutes himself. All those things happen.
Alright, that went well. And then we go back to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you guys say anything as you make your way back to the tavern?
What? What happened? Why aren't we doing the job? Well,
Well, the ruin creepers are... Let's wait till we get back to the tavern. There's a complicated series of things that I need to discuss with you. The two of you.
okay. Okay. And then we go to the tavern.
Alright. You guys just walk the rest of the way in quiet then? Okay.
Assuming we don't get ambushed by a bunch of halflings, yeah.
You do not.
I hope we do.
But, as you guys enter into the tavern, it's night. The Golden Onyx is empty. There's somebody who is manning the bar at this time. That is not the usual keeper, as he's sleeping. Most of the town is asleep. But as you guys enter the bar, you hear, "Evening, love!" And Josie sitting there, looking at the three of you as you guys stride in. She's got a drink that she's sort of swirling. She takes a large pull of it and slams it down.
Hi, Josie.
Hi! And, she goes ahead and she kicks out a stool. Faldir, have a seat. We haven't partied yet.
We have not. And I go to my room. No, I sit down.
She leans forward across the table, sort of resting her head in her hands, looking at you. So, you're a defiler, huh, love?
Seems to be what people think.
Seems to be what I've seen. She winks.
Perhaps.
Now, how come you guys didn't tell me nothing? She looks over at the other two.
You didn't ask.
Fair
I
enough.
don't remember much.
Right? Fair enough, fair enough. She says, "Well, I must say, this is all very exciting." She says, "And tell me, what are you doing? Wandering off into the Warrens at this time of night?"
I have friends there.
Right. She says, "The tooth cutters, huh?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people I purchase things from in the elven markets, if they happen to have a name for their group, so be it.
It is the tooth cutters, though, right?
I just put a hand up to Milo's mouth, the only hand that I have, hoping that Strasza does not start saying things out loud as well.
Strasza pipes up. Yeah, we're trying to kill a god.
We
king.
just alternate because he only has one hand. So.
Yeah.
And this is, you know what? Dual wielding was not an issue. I'm okay with losing that. But not being able to silence both of them at the same time, that's the real problem.
That's the nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
Right, love. Well, You certainly look a lot nicer. All dressed up.
Haven't had a good change of clothes in a long time. The desert can be quite harsh.
I wouldn't know. I stay in town. She says, but I have met many people. She says, and I hear many things.
Such as? I assume something relevant to myself or my companions?
Right, well, what I've been hearing is that sometimes you visit Slitch, throw some coin around, and then you don't buy anything.
That is true, sometimes.
So why are you getting in with the tooth cutters, love?
Well, we figured it might not be a bad idea to gain some favor in the Warrens, and the Ruin Creepers are not exactly palatable as allies. And we have yet to make contact with anyone in the Iron Rats, except for perhaps now.
She smirks. Oh, I'm flattered. It's true, though.
Mm-hmm.
She says, yeah, exactly.
Milo does exactly that.
She says, well, right, well, I certainly am impressed. But defilers usually not welcome in town, love.
I know this. I don't exactly throw it around like it's nothing to do such things.
She says, what? She says, you've been looking to meet with a certain organization, and you've got me. So, tell me, Slime Man.
Hashtag Slime Man.
She says, right, well, what is it that you wanted to ask me?
We're just interested in, perhaps doing a job here or there.
Right.
Gain some favor, some coin.
Mm-hmm. She thinks about it. She says, anything in mind that you had, love?
Preferably something in town, if at all possible. We're not looking to go out into the desert for some time.
She nods. And you want coin in exchange? Seems like you got plenty.
We do at the moment, yes. It's more of a favor kind of thing. Trying to speak to the higher-ups eventually at some point, if possible, after we've...
Alright, enough of you. Milo!
Yeah.
Right, love, now tell me. This one. Defilers. Can't trust them.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Well, he is that.
Now,
but
what do you want?
He's good. Well,
Right? Come on
we
now.
want to make...
I look very sternly at Milo. Just...
We want to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be friends, allies with the Iron Rats. There's something we may want help with soon, to everyone's benefit. But first, we need to be, friends before.
Well,
That
what
could
is
happen.
this something now, love?
Oh,
It's very complicated, need to know.
Well, maybe... That's funny, because I know something fairly complicated that you might need to know, love.
wow. Well, it's I'm not. I can't say much about it right now, but it's real important, and there's a lot of good things that could come from it.
Oh. Well, I know
and part of
something
the
that a lot
reason-
of bad things could come from.
Well, it could maybe be that, but maybe not if we do it right.
Right. Shrasalov.
Yeah.
Too hot, too cold.
Just right.
Fucking 3 bears.
Except it's not too hot, too cold. It's too smart, too just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, love. Well, it seems that the men don't want to share. But we girls, we gotta stick together. Now, how about you give me a little gossip and I'll give you a little? I know Aaron is nosy.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Wait
It's
for
like,
whoa.
Aaron's like, I wanna know.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here. I'm like, Shasha's not gonna give her shit. But at the other hand, Aaron's gonna give her something.
Give in, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, you remember that time when she gave you a drink and then you were unconscious for 2 days?
Yeah.
I remember. I remember very vividly.
That was in good fun.
Yeah, and then I mean later you guys made out. We had a fun
Yeah.
night. Bought a trash can.
Yeah.
It worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys bonded. I should give you a bonding point with her, with Josie.
Yeah, buddy. Some very important people are
Mm-hmm.
not operating in the way we would like to see things operated. We're working to change that by whatever means necessary.
She shakes her head. Well, all right, love. So it goes.
Josie,
Hmm.
can we trust you? I want to think we can. But I also didn't know that you were an Iron Rat. You didn't know Faldir was a Defiler either, so
We're
it's
even on
okay.
it.
It's okay, but you may trust us. May we trust you?
She says, I know a lot of things that a lot of people don't love. She says, are you friends with the Tooth Cutters?
I mean, I'm not. I look up Faldir.
I'm not either.
Might do some work for them, but we're not friends. It's favor for a favor kind of business.
She says, well, love, I'm ready to trust you. She says, I wouldn't have come here if I didn't have something that you needed to know.
Is it literally just Josie and the bartender, who I assume is some distance away from us?
Yes.
And also the shadowy figure, the table next.
Yeah.
Who's reading an upside down
Anika.
magazine.
Yeah.
He is 10 feet away, just kind of hanging out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's curious. I didn't notice her.
Right, love.
All right. So, there's a group
Mm-hmm.
that's currently interested in attempting to overthrow the Sorcerer King.
Got like that.
She nods. She kind of looks away, with a sort of those rascals look on her face.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, those
little
darn
scamp.
kids.
You little scamps.
She goes, well, she says, well, love, I must say, Dawn's light. Always up to something.
Milo does exactly that for the second time.
She says, well, love, I gave you my word. Someone seems to have followed you into town.
From Clint.
She says, a hair further. She
Is
says,
his name Satchet?
she says, well, I'm not quite sure where you guys made all your friends, but I'll tell you this. She says, one of
Lady Anika sends her regards and then stabs me in the chest.
yes. One of no, she pulls off a mask and it's like
Milo likes to watch and nod.
Go. Milo screams and runs away.
Not again.
She says
all of this and nods and accepts that
She
she's
says-
dead.
She says from Gulg. She says and Altaric. She says it appears that Ranis Anika has been looking for you. Black hair, lean build, some crude
we know it.
tattoos.
Yep.
Familiar, yes.
Does she have a hammer?
No, that I don't know.
Do you know where she is?
All I know is she spoke with House Lear for a bit. She's working with Templar. Says that there's a defiler in town. Ooh,
Don't know who she's referring to.
I certainly don't.
Um,
So, love, that's my touch of info.
appreciate it. And of course, I expect the most discretion in what we've discussed as well.
She holds up her fingers to her lips and turns the key.
Thank you, Josie. Do you think that your organization, the one you belong to, might be amenable to assisting when the time comes?
Maybe, she says. Depends on what you ask. Depends on what you pay. She says, depends on how much they trust you. See, I drank with you, so I know you. But, she says, they need a little more convincing sometimes. She says, you said you're looking for us to do something in the city, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I have it on authority that there's a place in the Warrens. Place run down. Not the nicest place in the world, but a place that used to be some house of some fashion.
Mhm.
Got raided by the Tooth Cutters. Killing everybody for some wine. Something before the Astocles really sort of dominated the market. And she says, if we could get that wine, that'd be pretty good. Word has it something evil was awakened whenever the tooth cutters went in there. None of them came out. Nobody's come out. But in the cellar, there is that wine.
Interesting.
And if you could save a barrel for me, I'd appreciate it.
I think we can handle that.
She nods.
Where do we find this house?
Yeah.
Now we know. I see.
Yeah, she, one second. She says, just off the Elven Market, there's an abandoned wine house, a cellar, that nobody's really been through, too. They say that there's a screaming, raging spirit that lives there now. No one who's seen it has heard to tell the tale. But I'll tell you one thing that is true. I'll tell you this for sure, love. If you fall asleep around that area, terrible dreams. It's not right there. But wine is wine.
Alright. Once we get it, where can we meet you?
She says, well, she says, and she basically points you over towards a house. She gives you general directions. That's sort of an abandoned sort of warehouse in the Warrens itself. It's one of my drop sites. You can go there. I'll find you.
Alright.
If you leave the lamp on, I have one by the window. She says, we'll see it. I'll make my way.
Alright.
And then afterwards, we'll party like motherfuckers.
Okay.
She smiles and nods.
I like that plan.
And she stands up. Now I need my sleep. Gotta perform tomorrow.
Good night, Josie. Thank you again.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sure thing, love. She nods. She bows a little. Stands up. And she goes over to the bartender and pays off her tab before putting on one of the comical hats and walking out into the night.
That went well.
It did. I get the feeling it's going to come back to bite us later, but it went well,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, you think?
We didn't
No.
have a great deal of options.
No, we didn't.
It was nice of her not to say anything about you being a defiler.
It's one of the reasons why I trusted her with the information. Of course, we don't actually know that out of game, but
We should speak with Lear tomorrow.
to try and find Anika.
Yes. I don't think he would betray us.
Not unless he thinks we have a defiler amongst us, which...
I don't think he would betray us then. It's not his secret. He doesn't want to be associated with us. It's not his secret to give.
Alright, well... we can go talk with them, and then we can go,
Find the
check out this house. Also,
haunted wine.
before all of this occurred, the things that I actually found out...
Oh, yes. Oh, right. I was like, yeah, whatever.
You guys are not easily distractible.
Dennis was like, squirrel!
I ran for it at least.
The Ruin Creepers have a creature called a Braxit that they plan on unleashing on the Elven Market at some point. If we go and kill it, we can get a reward from, well, basically we can get an audience with the higher-ups in the tooth cutters.
Tooth cutters.
What is a Braxit?
It's
Some
when,
big rocky lizard is all I've been told.
it's when the United Kingdom leaves the European Union.
Yeah.
God damn it, you monster.
Yeah, I was already there.
I can tell. So, are any of you trained in nature?
Marlo's trained in animal handling.
That's right.
Yeah, I will.
It's not
say,
quite nature.
No.
No, I am not trained in nature.
No, but Milo might know. Let me see here.
I mean, is this the kind?
So,
Well said.
I'll say everybody except for Milo, go ahead and take your headset off.
Bye.
So, Milo,
Yeah.
Braxits.
Mhm.
Your understanding is that they're these big, sort of humanoid kind of looking like bipedal lizards. Like, think of the combination between a lizard and a rhinoceros.
Okay.
Or like a lizard man and a rhinoceros, I would say. So it's like three
Okay.
things now.
Jesus.
Yeah. Top of its head are lined with these thick horn-covered plates, and it's got a single massive horn that juts up between its nostrils. And they are really, really bad news. They're super aggressive. Your understanding is that they're kind of intelligent. Like, they're not like totally like they're not like quite like like one of the major like elves or whatever. They're not like a true sentient species, but they're pretty smart
Right.
for animals.
Okay.
And are known to have psionic powers in
Okay.
certain capacities. And you know that they have been raised to fight in arenas before, but it's always like a big fucking deal. Like, your understanding is that, like, you've been told that they can get to the size, literally, to huge, right? Are you familiar with the D&D
Oh,
size
okay.
scale rating?
Yeah.
So they can be literally huge. If they are fought, they're usually fought by like a group of like champions, of like beast slayers, like people who specialize in fighting monsters and such. But they usually kill a couple. They are very dangerous. You've only ever seen one, and it was during a major tournament where stuff fought them.
Okay.
And it ended up being it ended up killing the champions, and had to be put down by the Sorcerer King himself. Well, not by the Sorcerer King himself. I'm sorry. By it had to be put down by both the Master of Games and the Master of Slaves, who are Templar, right? And they had to use their abilities. It was wounded at the time, but still,
Yep.
magic was required to bring this creature down. But
Oof.
so that was the sort of full grown version of that,
Yep.
or at least what you understand was that one was only probably like large.
Yep.
So it was pretty dangerous.
Okay. And are they?
yeah.
So they're intelligent. They're bipedal.
They're bipedal, yes. They use like
And-
claws. The one that you saw had a great club, and could like do some weird shit with it and like psychically attack them. Like one of you recall seeing one of the champions just like this creature let out this scream towards it, and the champion just he became entranced and then dropped to his knees, and then just blood leaked from his ears and eyes before he fell into the sand dead. They also
Okay.
can breathe acid to a degree.
Cool.
So they're bad
Okay.
news.
Do they talk? Can we could we join with it?
Your understanding is that they were given commands and stuff, and the ones that you saw understood common and another language, which you knew was from other people, was giant.
Okay.
But it wasn't like it but that might have been just how it was being trained, like because
Right,
this one
yeah,
like grew up
I
in
never-
captivity.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Sweet. Easy.
So yeah, go ahead and give him the big old thumbs
Yep.
up.
Give him the signal. I don't know. Erin's a horse, though.
Yeah, she's a horse.
That's her secret. She's always.
It's not letting me turn my web. There it goes.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, I'll try to turn mine on while you guys chat.
Okay. I've heard of these Brexits.
Hmm.
I've seen one before.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Like, we can't kill it bad, or
Yes. I think that they can grow, so maybe this... I don't know if this is... I don't understand how the halflings would have it. They're not dumb creatures. I don't think. They can... I don't know if they at least can understand, or they were trained, could be trained to do it. There was a big tournament, and one was there, and it wasn't fully grown. And there was a fight with a lot of champions. And at the end of it, the Brexit was there, and the champions weren't. And then they couldn't stop it, and so 2 of the conservators had to get involved to bring it down. So I remember there was acid, and one time it looked at a man, and then he just was blood.
He was just blood.
He just was blood.
He was just blood then.
It sounds good. It's a strong move. It's kind of like your slime, but blood.
But blood.
Yeah.
It had and it also could. They walk upright. It just had a big club, and he could also use that, and people would become just blood also. But he could also do it just by looking at them.
Did the tooth cutters say where they were keeping this thing?
He did not.
Did they say maybe it's a small one? Like really,
Is it-
really like
I mean,
a hatchling?
based on what Milo's describing, it seems like it would be very difficult to just have.
Somewhere, yes.
Unless
He said that
They
it gets
trained it.
fed 1 halfling per day.
well,
Or so the rumors are. So my thought is we get a trail of halflings and lead it to the arena.
lead it to the
Yeah,
shed.
well, that's what I was starting to go along the lines of. Are we able to steal
we could
it? But
murder so many birds with one big.
Oh yes, I also
So-
mentioned to Slitch that we might be interested in stealing it and taking it to the arena, and if that was amenable to him. And he said that if we do decide to do that, as long as we fix the game and let him know about it, that's also acceptable. Something
Yeah.
tells me having this thing there is fixing the game enough, but from your description anyway.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think they're bad.
yeah, it sounds like, I mean, if conservators had to get involved with the level of beast that they wanted to have in this competition, I don't know that it's something the 3 of us could handle.
If it wasn't full grown, maybe it's better, but I don't know.
But then would they even want it in the competition?
Well, yeah, probably. Like there were a bunch of. It was a big deal to have one, and I don't think that one was all the way grown. I don't know. It melted some of the people because of the acid,
Mm-hmm.
and a little got on the crowd, and so they didn't care for that. But then they did also cheer.
All right.
So
This all seems horrible.
I
Maybe.
liked how confident you were though. Whenever you were having this conversation with Slitch, though, you just bought your clothes. You were Big Papa.
you're like, that's not a problem. We got
I mean, if it's any consolation, I'm familiar with what a Braxit is IRL, but
Okay.
I'm not in IRL or in game.
Monster Manual 2, D&D 3.5.
There you go.
Anyway,
They're pretty tough.
Why do you know these
Yeah.
things?
I read D&D books as my free reading books throughout middle school and high school. Anyway, continue. I'm a nerd. Nerd!
I know.
Way up there. In the
Excellent.
nerd echelons.
Yeah. All right. Well, we could. I mean, if we have to, we can. I'm sure we can find a way. We can find out where it's being kept, and
Yes.
as much
I
as
mean,
we
That's
maybe
can.
we
warm-up.
should start there because where it's being kept should tell us something about how big it is.
Wouldn't.
Yes.
What if?
I think I can probably talk to the ruin creepers and perhaps figure out where it is.
The ruin creepers.
Yes. They have some sort of respect for me, if you recall. I don't remember why, but
But don't they? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. What if the house where the wine is where it's being kept?
that would be very convenient. But I
We could-
somehow doubt
We
it.
get three goddamn missions in one go. We get the wine, we subdue the creature, we get a meeting with Jayla. Fuck all of it.
Yeah, it sounds like something I would set up.
Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah,
Dennis
exactly.
will let us do
He
that.
loves letting us multitask like that.
Yeah. Just
Yep.
queue up a bunch of missions and do them all at once, and never make a choice.
Mhm.
Okay. So we could do that. The cursed wine doesn't sound too bad either, although it did kill a bunch of tooth cutters. But I was worried at first that we were going to have to steal wine from the tooth cutters, which would probably make them not so helpful and nice to us. But if we're just stealing them from a house, then maybe that's okay. And then we give them to Josie and the Iron Rats.
Yes. Alright.
Well,
This is a solid plan. We know what we're gonna do, and it's just a matter of execution at this point.
Tressa is that
Well
meme.
done,
The
everyone.
numbers
Well done.
floating around. Like,
speaking of execution, though, the
Tressa's
first thing we
like,
do,
"Wait, what is this plan thing you speak
Is
of?
find Anika. Yes, I agree.
yes, we'll speak
is
to
not a-
Lear.
That is not a problem we want to have sneak up on us.
No,
Literally or figuratively.
we'll kill her this time. I almost had her. Be careful, she makes you sleep.
I have that trick too.
And then she cuts her throat. See?
I haven't done that, to be honest, but I probably could if I had to.
She did it when I was asleep. Didn't like it. It was very bad.
She also jacks your shit.
Yeah.
Also-
She also steals hammers, and I'm like, I
fucking-
don't do that.
Fucking awesome badass hammers and coolness.
I would like to point out, you guys get your shit jacked regularly.
We do.
I know,
Yeah.
that's why when that halfling showed up, and I'm like, I can out myself as a defiler, or I could lose all my shit. I'm like, nope, not this time. Not fucking this time.
Yep.
Not again. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if I had just killed you then? Just, alright, and then you all die.
Nah, my shit would still be mine.
No, it wouldn't. That's actually not true. They would take it then.
Faldir would have died happy.
As you're
though.
dying, he like eats all the prayer beads.
I throw them in the ooze. Get them now.
I would roll on the, what was it, second edition? The potion effects table? You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
just some random shit, yeah.
There was one that was like,
It's-
if you drank multiple potions, you had to roll on a table.
I think 5th edition actually has that in the DM's guide. It's probably not as cool as the 2nd edition one is. 'cause
Second edition was
fuck the
gangster.
players.
I
You
love
die.
it. Second edition was how it was meant to be. Second edition
So-
invented Dark Sun.
It's
So
true. That is true, actually. The 2nd edition is when Dark Sun was printed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to bed.
Mhm.
It's
I
getting
agree.
late.
Some of us are sick, and oh, you mean in game? I see.
Alright.
No sleep for you, Sean. 2 more
I know.
hours.
I know.
So, you guys, go ahead and hunker down for the evening. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Sleep?
Shasa is actually going to fix Faldir's shirt so that he doesn't have an awkward, like, flaily sleeve all over the fucking place.
Okay.
Even though Dan fucking ruined my moment.
I did ruin it.
Yeah.
God
did.
damn it.
Did ruin it.
And he'd do it again. That's the thing you need to know.
Guys, what's up with these water skins?
I like
I know.
to think that she like comes up and does it as I'm preparing to cut that arm off of the shirt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I finally get to use my goddamn sewing kit.
Yeah, well, you don't need that. That's not necessary. Don't worry about that. So, since that's totally irrelevant, it's been destroyed by Dan and his monstrous behavior.
I know.
Still have a moment. You guys doesn't in character doesn't ruin the moment.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Go. Do it.
That's right.
Bond.
Make it happen. Bond.
Go. Love each other.
and now this feels forced. I
Yeah,
don't know how you
these
did it. But
people.
You're welcome.
You
it's all right.
can't Me.
I'm in my room. Get ready to cut this sleeve off.
Well, I'm not just gonna be like, no!
Stop! There's a better way.
She walks by, just shrugs, looks at her.
Yeah.
Looks at her.
That seems more Strasser-like.
She looks at her sewing kit and shrugs.
Oh, you could do. I know I'm forcing this, but I'm giving you a good idea. You show up and you go, I know that seems like a good idea,
No!
but I don't think
No.
so.
Can I
just
And then
died?
you take out your sewing kit.
Can
I
I-
just died on the inside.
Hold on a
Thank
second.
you.
One moment. One moment, please.
That's for you, Mike.
All right. Does that kill Dan? Is that a high enough roll to kill Dan? Not Milo. Dan.
Yeah.
I think that hits
Heal it.
Dan's AC. I can't be sure.
Yeah, he's unarmored,
true.
so unless his dex
That's
is really intense.
Yeah.
I mean, he might
It's
be a
not.
monk. You don't know.
Yeah, I know I look very dexterous. I'm not.
Does your wisdom help you? Do you have the unarmored monk bonus?
Nah.
No, he does,
For
but his
sure
wisdom
not.
is also low. No.
Yeah, for sure not. I'm like, my highest stat is a 10, bro.
Hmm.
You're good.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So no, go to bed, I guess.
All right.
It
Fuck
feels
that.
all wrong because Dan ruined it like 4 times in a row.
Well,
They cancel each other out.
I agree with you.
Do they?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I feel like they do. I said they do, so that makes it true, right? So anyway. So you guys go ahead and go to sleep for the evening. Then the sun rises and a new day dawns. It's probably around 10 o'clock by the time you guys finally wake up, as you guys have been had to sleep in a little late because you were out having super special meetings and such.
Mhm.
All right. We'll
So-
meet around the breakfast table.
All right. So, the game plan is to go to talk to Lear, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Thinking maybe I shouldn't be there for that, given
Yes.
that. Yes, I should, or yes, I should not.
Yes. No. You shouldn't.
Yes. Okay.
But you can still go with us to near there, maybe, if you want.
I was thinking we could do that, or I can try and get information on where the creature's
The location.
been found. Yes.
Do you feel? You think you're safe going to the? Maybe Strasser could go with you to the Warrens. Might not be safe alone.
That is true.
Though, maybe the Ruin Creepers won't bother you so much now.
It's possible. I was thinking I might actually just try and gather some information if I could. The normal way before approaching the Rune Creepers. They're kind of a plan B.
I think you should. Yeah, I think you should talk to Slitch about where it's kept. But I think we should be together if you're going to speak to the Ruin Creepers. they were bad last time.
Yes.
No. They were great.
You were fine.
They were fine.
Just wanted your shit. Could have been best buds.
I gave
That's
him
like-
the knotted rope. I don't know what.
No,
What his problem
that's not
is.
true. You cast a spell on his face. That's different.
Yeah.
On
Well,
his
but-
face.
He asked for it.
No, he didn't. That's not true.
No, he did.
You're lying. You're a liar, and your pants
It is what I do.
are on fire.
Fire pants, that's bad.
That's alright. Baldur can make it without legs too if he has to. It's fine. Alright. So, they go to House Lear. I go to shake up the Warrens.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I think-
am I not going with Claudia? I thought I was going
Yes.
with Claudia.
Oh,
Yes, to the Warrens? I think so.
Fine.
I'm not worried about getting jumped at the Merchant District.
Oh, but you should be. Probably not. You're probably fine.
No? I don't think that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Faldir.
Okay. Sure. So you guys just go in the middle of the day
That was gonna be my next question.
to go find
is-
Oh
Sledge?
yeah,
Which is
but
gonna-
isn't Slitch a nighttime guy?
That's true. That's true. So Shas and I hang out at the tavern or you can go with. I'll hang out at the tavern until nightfall. It's fine. I don't have anything else to do today other than hope that Anika doesn't find me.
Sure. Sure.
You go cast Detect Evil at the house.
That's a spell that Faldir has. For some reason, it always goes off. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
where I
it just
am.
goes
It's
off all the
strange.
time. It's broken.
Yeah, clearly.
Alright, then I guess Strauss and I will make a quick trip to the Merchant District.
Party hard.
All right.
Josie's not there.
Come on. Josie's partying by the caravan district.
She had a performance.
She did. So, you guys head on over, as is your way, to over to the merchant district. There are many people bustling about. You can see that there are many people buying and selling goods. The houses are in full force today. Trying to make a trade wherever they can. Competitive pricing all the way around. But you guys are able to come upon an establishment that is being run by House Lear. It's a smaller sort of little situation that they have set up. Similar kind of to what you saw with Karina, in that they're sort of trying to establish something that previously wasn't thoroughly there. Though you can see that one of the buildings has been standing for a bit. You can see their emblem. The sort of some of the banners that they had brought with them on the caravan are now being draped around, which, if you'll recall, is the white on top, black on bottom, gold on top, black on bottom, with a red crescent and then a red full moon. And you can see that there are guards about. They're not nearly as ornate or formal as the ones that you saw that you see with Stel and Vordon. But you find your way to a house that to sort of an area that seems to be where they're sort of trying to lay down stakes to a degree.
I will approach one of the official people-looking guys. I don't know if it's a merchant or a guard or whatever. Where I find first getting set
There's
up.
someone barking orders.
Yeah, I'm directing people who's also wearing the Lear colors. Excuse me.
You see that there's a woman. She is a human woman with dark brown, sun-kissed skin. She's just as described, barking orders and moving people around. They seem to be establishing another building that they seem to be setting up in some capacity. She turns. What is it that you want?
We need to speak with Lord Lear.
Yeah, you and everybody else. Who are you?
We are the Sundered Blade.
Roll a d20. Roll a 1. That was the time.
Fuck you, no! Not gonna do it.
Why not?
This is like a fucking rod of many things. Am I a cactus or some shit now?
That would be awesome.
There's a million
You're now
butterflies.
a second cactus.
That's right.
Well done.
No, you rolled,
Shas is like, well, god damn it!
you rolled a 13. Yeah. Your true love has become your greatest foe. But
Shasta gives up. She lays down in the desert to die.
that's right. And Milo the cactus slowly consumes. Anyway, so
But I'm not like a sentient cactus. I'm just like there. Just
Yeah, just a regular cactus.
yeah, just a normal little cactus.
oil can. I got you.
Oh god. Yeah.
No, none of that happens.
Though it would be awesome if it did.
She goes, "Oh yeah, you were part of the guards." She goes, she says, "I don't know where he is, but if you're looking for Zithalia," and she gives you general directions just to where that building is. He's probably around there somewhere, trying to conduct
Thank you.
business. If you have any business or qualms about pay, go talk to him.
Very well.
Thank you.
kindly. We'll go seek out Fathalia.
And then she goes back to barking orders at various people. Alright. You guys make your way on over towards there's a building that's seems to be one of the ones that's been there for a while. That looks a little bit more established. You can see some of the banners look a little bit finer than in other places. As you guys enter in, it seems to be a very standard kind of shop. You can see that carpets and rugs seem to be on high display, along with some pottery and such that has been made. Kind of fairly basic, some textiles and stuff. You can see nothing too elaborate seems to be on display, but a good bit of quantity. And this is a lot of kind of stuff that you saw that was being shipped in the caravan itself. And you can see Zithalia there. And he seems to be in the middle of conversation with somebody. But you can see that you've caught his eye as you enter in. But he continues to have the conversation.
Wait
Which is great.
patiently. Yeah. Also, is it Zathalia or Fathalia? I thought it was Fa.
What did you?
I think I said Fathalia at first, but I think my notes said Zithalia, so it shows that I know.
Okay. Zathalia, yes.
Let me take a look.
Call him Z Money.
Let me see here. What is this person's name? Oh, it is Fathalia. So as I know. Fathalia. Fathalia.
Yep. Definitely didn't spell it like that, but I got the name. Fathalia.
Alright. Awesome.
Sweet. Alright. Yeah, I'll just wait till he
Yeah.
gets to us.
After the conversation comes to its conclusion, and Valdir is with y'all, right?
No, we left him behind.
Mm-mm.
He's at the top.
No.
Yeah, he sees you guys enter and he heads on over to you. Yes, hello. Is there Any way I can help you all?
Hello, Thalia. Yeah. How are you? Hope you're well.
Well, I'm very busy. We're trying to sort of set up roots here and establish a trade, making contacts and stuff. It's difficult. Taxes are imposed quite significant on us. The other houses trying to bribe tax collectors and stuff to keep us out.
Let's see. Well, you seem to be settling in at least, but I understand it's difficult. Thalia, we need to speak with Lord Lear about something that's fairly time sensitive. I was wondering if we could get an audience. I know he's quite busy as well.
How time sensitive?
Has to do
Very.
with a conversation that may have taken place no more than a day ago with another house official.
He kind of looks from side to side. Are you still traveling with the other man?
Kind of straighten my back. We are, but he's not with us.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use my advantage.
Okay.
Advantage.
Okay.
Inspiration thing. Advantage. Persuasion.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Good God, man. Good God.
You succeed. He's convinced.
Ooh.
That's that level up, giving you that extra.
That charisma boost really, that would have been a 3. But now 4 was what I needed.
Sean is impressed.
Alright.
He says, if you're traveling with that man, we can't be associated with you. We've already heard whispers. I'm sorry, it's not possible.
We know who spoke with you. We know why. This is pressing. Can you at least let Lord Lear know?
Can you give me a message?
Tell him that Milo wishes to discuss secrets. That he can find us at the Golden Ix.
Can you give me something better than that? We wish to get things from. We wish to have exactly what I just asked for.
I see. I see. Fair. You should have a hard bargain.
Because so far, all your counter offer has been exactly what I asked.
How about you tell him to come
like-
talk to me?
I like Milo's bargaining style. I'm a fan. Milo should open a shop someday. No, but how about you just pay what I told you it's worth?
Tell him we need to speak on the visitor he had yesterday. And also to speak on his objective and what he wishes to accomplish. He'll know what I mean. We both have our own histories and our secrets.
So roll me a second persuasion check.
Oh, good.
I rolled D20, I rolled a 17, so I don't know what your problem is.
Can I give you my inspiration?
Yes, you can.
I use my rage.
Yeah, I give you my
Okay.
inspiration, buddy, because Lord knows
Thank
I
you.
never use it.
I was hoping that 6 was gonna be. You were just gonna be terrible the whole way through.
Just come on. But if you let me say it a different way.
He says, I'll tell him. Can't make any promises, but I'll tell him, okay?
Of course.
Thank you.
you, Thalia.
He nods.
Be well. Thank you again.
He nods again.
Mosey
And
on out
goes
of there.
back to work. All right.
We go on a secret mission with just the two of us and no Feldir.
That's right.
Then we'll go back to the tavern.
I want this thing. No. Okay, but how about you?
Let me put it to you differently. I want this thing. This is the thing that I want.
What if I asked for the exact same thing, but in a different way? In a way that's actually more convenient for me.
Yeah, how about, okay, I can't go there. but
We would like to
me.
meet him. No. How about he meets us?
Okay.
That's literally
Persuasion
exactly
check?
how that conversation goes. I hope you know that, Sean.
You would have been proud, Sean. You would have been proud.
A
Yeah,
true diplomat.
That was the
in
first
his
time I've ever used my inspiration from having notes.
Yeah,
It's
Well played.
10
well
months of playing.
yeah,
I'm
and
impressed.
it was needed. It helped.
So, Strassa and Milo come back from visiting the caravan district.
I came up with a thing while this happened. Can I just have a couple questions
Yeah, sure.
before I potentially do this thing?
Yeah, sure. Everyone go ahead and take off their headsets.
So, as a defiler,
Mhm. Of sorts.
with a knotted, a minor defiler. Do I this knotted rope that I have, is it replaceable or is it has to be this knotted rope basically?
It basically has to be that knotted rope.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's replaceable, but I'm gonna say that it will cost you money because you have to get like certain components and stuff to kind of
Okay.
enchant it effectively.
Gotcha.
Sort of in the same way
want-
that like a spell book has like magic ink and stuff.
I want to go into the Warrens somewhere, preferably secluded.
Mhm.
Try and make sure that I am not followed there,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to hide my knotted rope.
Okay. I assume you're trying not to be seen and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
I'm sure this cannot go wrong in any possible fashion.
Yeah.
I'm not even proficient in stealth. Why the hell? What did I do when I was making this character? God damn.
I don't know. But you're very stealthy. Today. Yeah, you're able to make your way through the Warrens, actually fairly efficiently. I'll say that you probably, like, grabbed, like, Milo's cloak or something and snuck out and were able to make your way back in.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll me... What would this be? I'm trying to see what you would roll to see, like, to basically deceive Milo into that you didn't take the cloak.
I mean, I don't care necessarily if they know or not all that much. I'm just trying to make sure that if Lady Anika shows up and is like, oh, he's a defiler, I can be like, what do you mean? I don't have this shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Having a knotted rope on me seems very damning, I feel.
Well, I mean, whatever, man. Sometimes you're just gonna... Now you're just bad at fighting. So, go ahead and give
I
a
got
thumbs
poison
up
still.
to everybody.
And I'll probably go and collect this before we go and do anything important.
Sure.
And just put it back.
Yeah. Nope, they're still not doing it.
How much more must I do this?
No mas.
You thought your one thumbs up was enough? It wasn't. I thought you were
No.
just
You
thumbs up for the
clearly saw
dancing.
it!
You saw
I
it!
saw, but I thought you were just like good dancing
Yeah,
guys.
It's like double.
I didn't even
thumbs up
see you were
with the
dancing.
signal.
Very great
Yeah,
dancing.
we were having like a jam sesh.
I-
We were
God, I
fun.
hate you so much.
Yeah, I don't know
Good work on
what
the
the
dances.
fuck is in their juice today, but they are not interested in Dungeons and Dragons. That is for sure.
I'm very interested in D&D, but also I had one of those alcoholic energy drinks earlier.
Oh no!
Like one.
Yeah, I was about to say one.
I'm full of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm up and
Yeah,
down at the same
fucking
time.
one and a Xanax bar. Just
Xanax bar.
The whole bar.
yeah. Anyway, I would tell you a work story, but that's a whole other thing.
Jesus Christ, Dennis.
Dude, I work with some like ultra shady characters, but anymay.
Yeah, Teflon Jack or whatever.
Teflon Dave.
What?
Teflon Dave. There you go.
Yeah, because nothing stuck to him, but they don't call him that anymore.
He's like the shitty Teflon you get secondhand from the thrift store that's all scratched up.
Yeah. Yeah, he only went to prison twice. If he gets a third time, they're gonna give him with kingpin charges, though. The DA was very upset. Anyway.
Old Dave.
So,
Okay. We roll up to the bar.
Yeah. Valdir's chilling like a villain. He's hanging out.
It's the only way Faldir chills, if we're being honest.
He's twirling his cane through his fingers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somehow.
Yeah. God, you gotta get a mustache. Alright. Hey, Faldir.
Hi.
How
did things go?
Well. Okay, but not good. So we didn't speak to Lord Lear. We did speak to Fathalia, and he said he would get a message to Lord Lear.
Okay. What's the
So-
message?
Just the usual. The standard
Oh.
message
Okay.
of
Okay. But more specifically,
so he didn't want to
alright,
meet
good.
meet
Okay.
us, but
good.
I didn't say like we said something about secrets. I think
We said that we need to meet with him to
Okay.
discuss some secretive stuff.
Where are we meeting him?
We told him we were here.
told him we were staying, but he could be anywhere. He's very quiet.
Okay. Okay, so let me get this straight. Anika went to Lear to get information about a defiler.
Hmm.
Mhm.
We wanted to talk to Lear to get information about Anika,
Hmm.
Mhm.
but he would not see us.
Mhm.
And we told him where we are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is what happens
that's
every time.
You keep refusing to go with us, and this is what happens.
Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to find us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Like-
yes. Okay, good.
He might not.
Good. Yes,
he might
I
not know where
understand.
we
No,
were.
no,
He
I
might
understand.
not know.
So let me just paint a brief picture for you. Brief. Very simple, very easy to understand.
Okay.
We are going to get our things,
And we're going to leave.
and we're going to go somewhere else.
Well, you should just leave the city now. I like that idea.
That's a good idea too.
But I like it here. Why
Find the next shitty city we can fuck up in.
Okay, tell you what. You can stay here, and I will go stay somewhere else.
I'll miss you.
Yes. I will miss you too.
But you endangered my life.
You did.
Maybe we can stay somewhere else and just like frequent this place in case he comes to find and meet with us.
You two
Well-
can certainly frequent this place. Yes, that sounds like a good plan. Hmm.
I'll stay here for sure in case he shows up. I don't understand what the. So you okay? Well, you think? I mean, I get it. You think that he's on the side of, you know who?
I think he's on the
You
side of
must not.
not me.
You wouldn't tell her anything. I don't think, unless she was like offering a lot of money. Then
Which-
maybe. But I don't
Did
think.
take over an entire city. She's probably got a lot of money.
But she
But-
took it over, and then immediately, a big tower did.
We don't know what transpired after we left, but clearly
But
she
there's a-
survived whatever happened.
Well,
So let's all take our things. We'll go stay at another inn. You can certainly come back here and check and see if Lear shows up at some point. But
no, I'll stay here to talk to him because I think I think he'll want to speak with me.
I don't think
If he talks to me, I'll tell him everything.
Okay. Maybe don't. Maybe don't everything. Maybe that's not what I'm trying.
I think
I would
feel
write you a script, but you can't.
I feel like we could. I feel like we could trust him. What did I write down about him? How did I say? He's like. Scary.
Yeah.
Something.
Hold on. Friendly.
Terror friendly.
Error friendly. That is
Yeah.
what you described.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a scary
scary
friend.
He's like a really scary friend who's like, don't worry, you can trust me, I will kill you, but don't worry, I love you, I will murder you.
He's like,
That's
I could murder you, but I won't.
Yeah, I can kill you. I love you very much.
But I
may
could kill you. Yeah, I may have to.
I may
if
kill
I
you.
had to.
If I need to, I will kill you. But you're cherished. I treasure you.
I will be very remorseful as I do it.
Look, it's fine. Look, you were suspicious about Thanik too.
Look how that worked out.
That turned out well. Turned out very well for us. Yes. I also, just flat out called out somebody for being a member of the Thieves Guild earlier this evening. But it's fine. You know what? It's okay. I don't have great intuition. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'll at least stay here in case he wants to talk. We had a moment before.
Don't like having just one of us alone somewhere with Anika in town.
I agree.
Okay, then we should all stay here.
No.
So
Here, Milo, drink this chocolate milk.
this is also where Lesmine knows to find us.
We can go by and let her know that we will be somewhere else. We cannot stay here.
You fucked up.
You done fucked up, son.
I don't see a problem. I wouldn't attack us here.
You guys are tremendous
home.
at decision making.
Uh-huh.
I
We've
would like
never
to
been
point out
attacked
that-
in a tavern. Like, why would they start now?
Yeah.
I love when both Baldir and Sean are just like
In alignment, yes.
at a
I
loss.
understand that this is Dan's character. This is not Dan making this decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Sure, why not? It sounds. I like that. Yeah, let's read it that way.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, fucking Milo, what a dick.
What a dumb shit that Milo is.
What an idiot. We. I think you may be. Look, your interaction with Lord Lear was not positive, because you were Defiler in front of him. That's okay. But I had a different talk with him. I think we have a.
I would also like to point out that even after you had this different talk with him, still kicked us out of the caravan.
And he wouldn't
Yes.
meet with us because we know Faldir and hang out with him.
Is that why he said he wouldn't meet with you?
Yeah,
No.
also that.
No. Not quite that. No.
I feel I was denied critical need to know information.
Yeah. So basically,
Well,
Shrasa
Well, a
and
little.
Milo are a great team. Who do not.
Well,
Yeah, anytime Dennis says it's going to be a diplomacy heavy session, you should never leave us alone ever at any point.
Anyway, here's where we live.
yeah. Okay, no. All right. Well, look. Okay, so we spoke with Thalia.
Yeah.
He asked if we still traveled with you. I said we did. And they reminded, he said again, look, Lord Lear was clear we don't want to be associated. And he said there was already whispers. So, I think if he was, like, we should definitely kill that person. There would have been a different response.
Well, definitely kill that person is different from give information about that person to someone who definitely wants to kill that person.
Thalia didn't seem to know. He was a little hard to read at times, but he didn't seem to know about much that was happening with the woman. But Lord Lear, I mean, what he didn't like that you were a defiler for sure, but I don't know that he would.
He seemed to think it suggested something about your character.
Yeah, I don't think he would.
Something unfounded, might I add.
I don't think he would risk the Sundered Blade. Put it that way. I don't think he'd give up the Sundered Blade. If he wanted you dead, if he thought you were worth killing, he would have tried
He would
to.
have done it outside the city.
And I think it from what Josie said, it sounds like Lady Anika's not being very. She's not saying I'm looking for an old friend of mine. She's saying I'm hunting a defiler. So it's pretty clear.
All right, fine. We'll stay here.
Well, stay in our room. I'll stay on the
Yeah.
floor. Stay in our room tonight, Faldir. We'll stay together. And we can even post a watch.
We'll take watch.
All right.
Rowan, I think, would have our back.
All right.
Okay.
Alright.
We all die in our sleep. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. So do you guys do anything for the rest of the day?
Well, fuck. Let's just go get the spooky wine house and get that out of the way. And while we're there, it'll be nighttime by the time we're done. We swing by, find out where the monster's kept, go kill the monster. Just chain this shit.
This seems like all great decisions. All very strong.
We're full of those today.
What do you think we should do about the house and the wine?
Well, I think we need to get more information on that one before we do anything about it for sure.
How do you suggest we do that?
Well, I think we go into the Warrens and ask some people about what they've heard about it. Although I don't think anyone's going to have a great deal of information, because apparently... Is there like a registry or like a place that would tell us who was in that house before? Or anything like that? I assume no.
The Warrens Registry.
Yeah. Those where homeless people stayed in broken down houses.
You should have
Yeah.
you should have asked these questions when you were speaking with people. Like Josie.
Josie? Yeah. Okay, well. I assumed she would give us all the information she had, given that she wanted us to go there.
Yeah, but she doesn't. We don't know that she wants us to succeed when we go there.
Well, and I mean, I don't know if like, well.
For all you
back
know,
in the
she's been
80s,
hanging out with Anika.
Yeah, Mr. Suspicion. And she might not know that, like, we want to know the history of the house. Well, constructed in 1937. Might not be the route she would go, but I don't know. So when we were in the Warrens last time, everyone kind of was. I didn't want to say anything, but everyone was kind of looking at you. And you do have a very nice stick, but I think it was people did see you the last time you were there. When you did the defiling. Yeah. I don't know how open they might be in general. Did Slitch say anything to you about that?
Damn, coughing.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the rumor was that I had cut through the group of halflings myself.
That's a good rumor.
I prefer it to the truth.
Thanks.
Okay. Then that might work for us.
Did he say how you cut through the group of halflings, or was it sort of one of those implied situations that I'm not very good at?
I believe he implied that I cut through them, like, with a cutting implement.
Hmm.
Which seems strange for one such as myself, but
Bogo had one arm, and I would not put it past him to cut through a bunch of small people with ease. That's good. Maybe we can ask some questions then. Should we head to the Warrens now? Try to find out more about this house. It is daytime, but people have bad sleeps there. We might be able to find something.
it might not be a
else
bad idea to go to this house during the day, actually.
Just to scope it out.
Yeah.
out. Maybe it's less scary. Let's look at it at least.
Yes.
Well, you lead, and Shras and I will flank you behind, so it's clear that you're the king, leader, the general.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
Back to the Warrens. The Warrens. We should just get a place here. This is our new
We
home.
should find a tavern.
It's more
Run down-
it's more your style, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, we don't even have to find a tavern. We just kick some squatters out, and we're the squatters now.
Yeah,
True. That is how that works.
that's right. That certainly is an option. That would probably have no repercussions at all.
Nah.
No.
So,
Very few things in this game do, I find.
I loved the part where I tried to cover it so I wouldn't reveal it because I wanted to see what would happen when Sean would say it. But it was like, yeah. It was like, you guys were like, yeah, I know you talked to someone who's trying to kill us, who was asking where we were. Anyway, we're over here.
yeah, we're staying over here, and yeah, that defiler, yeah, totally still there with us. He's not with us right now, but he's totally still with us.
Yeah. Anyway.
Next time, I'm just gonna put on a disguise and go with you. But again, I have one arm, so it's
This is a real problem.
yeah.
It's a different one-armed guy with a limp.
No, I get. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the sleeve. I'm gonna stuff it with straw, and get a little fake hand to put on the end of it.
Yep.
You'll never know.
No one will know. So, bless you.
Thank you.
That's why you always leave a note. Could be what you say.
You can't read.
Could be what you say though,
Hey,
because when you lose your fake arm, because it's from a show. All right, Karen.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so you guys make your way back into the Warrens, back into your ever charming place, and it's not as bad as it was previously,
On Dark Sun.
but you're able to make your way towards the tavern. I mean, not the tavern, the wine cellar. That your friend Josie told you about. And as you kind of slowly circle it, you can see that it there is a sort of ominous quality to it. Pick a different one. I think this one's gonna be better. There is a sort of ominous quality to it.
The music was not ominous enough.
It wasn't. I needed something else. You can see that it is sort of it's dilapidated, but not in the same way as other buildings in the Warrens. This one seems as though time is etched away at it more than people stealing rocks and stone from it. And you can see it seems to be largely untouched. As you go there, there's fewer and fewer people, and close towards it, there's no one. You see one man sort of hunched up, curled up in a ball, several houses down, muttering to himself, shaking back and forth, looking over towards the house, the cellar itself. you can see that it's a simple building, a simple wine cellar. There's a catch of a breeze where some sand and dirt is blown around, and you can hear almost a groan on the wind as it rolls past you.
Doesn't look so bad. Should we get a closer look?
Yeah, let's get a little closer. I'm not sure if we're ready to go inside yet, but
Why not?
we don't know anything about this place.
Okay. As you guys move a little bit closer, you can see that there is almost a faint light emanating from the actual cellar itself, as though a torch has been lit. You see that the foundation has cracks running through it. How close are you guys getting?
Probably 10 feet, I'd say.
Okay.
Milo would want to peer in a window if there are windows.
You see a room full of severed heads. No.
Actually, so there is
Taken care of.
So there is it's a small building that has that, as most cellars go, it goes down below the ground itself. And Milo, as you go ahead and peer in, you see almost total darkness. But this is where you see that the light is coming from a cellar door inside of it. Go ahead and roll me a. Oh, you have the supernatural hearing kind of thing, don't you?
I do.
Okay. So, Milo, as you kind of peer over the side, let me go ahead and take a look here. Nope. Where is it? There it is. You hear something echo from beneath the cellar door. A horrifying scream. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. So, this sound rattles and echoes between your ears, and you take 12 points of psychic damage.
Jesus.
This sound claws at your mind and tears at you. You feel that you fight it off. You feel as though it almost would have taken hold of you in some capacity, but you were able to resist it in some way. And yeah, you can tell that something's wrong. All of you get the same feeling, but Milo is this scream rattles through through your mind and sort of almost tears at you physically. You're keenly aware that there's something dark and dangerous beyond the cellar door.
Okay. So as soon as it hits me, I'll kind of recoil and put my hands on my ears and.
What?
Milo, are you okay?
Did you? Did you feel that? Did
Oh.
you hear it?
Let's back up.
Yeah.
No, there's something dark out. Something bad is down
Yeah,
there.
all the more reason to back up. Come on,
No, we have to cleanse it.
Milo.
What?
We
Ah.
will, but not at the moment.
But Milo's a paladin.
Yeah, he's got to turn undead, I'm sure.
I'm a light in the darkness, man. No, there's a scream. There was a scream. There's light coming from a door. It's dark, but there's light down there. There was a scream.
It's very. So, how much closer was Milo to this building than the rest of us when that affected him?
Not much.
Okay.
Because of his hearing.
I
Yeah.
know, but I'm trying to figure out if Faldir would know that, and that's.
You know that Milo has very keen hearing, I would say. You would at minimum be aware of that.
Gotcha. So, I wonder, Milo, if because you can hear so keenly that's why that you were affected and we weren't.
Maybe. It's still ringing.
Which means I wonder if perhaps we can find a way to nullify that effect to some extent.
I don't. So Dennis, was the pain from? I don't think the pain was from noise. I heard the scream, but pain was not.
It was in your head.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Or does Milo think the pain was the scream?
I would say Milo thinks the pain is the scream.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe. But, I mean, this is a, people live here.
I mean, no, they don't anymore.
Well, not there, here, but here. Whatever's down here is bad.
Yeah.
What, if we were going to prepare, what would you want to do?
I mean,
I'd
we
want to
need some
try-
way to block out the sound.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Josie said. Here's my question. Josie said that nobody had gotten out of there and could tell the tale, but she had details on the screaming spirit.
Mhm.
So somebody knows more about it than we do.
Well, she said people nearby, when they slept. I think that's when they would hear it.
Maybe we start by asking about those dreams.
We could just go down there.
We could just play D&D.
I'm gonna, while we're talking, I'm gonna use a bandage on my head, I guess. Actually, it doesn't make sense. I'm not
No,
gonna do that.
I'm gonna
Fucking
say that
bandage
doesn't work that
psychic
way.
damage. No, I don't do that. Fuck that. Yeah, better.
Wrap it around your head.
Yeah, there. Maybe if Milo believed it hard enough, it would be true.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to stuff some stuff in our ears, we could, but
It's better than nothing.
if we're gonna do this, I don't know what we get from waiting. We know we have things coming up.
Okay. Then we might as well do it. You're right.
Shrasa, are you okay with this?
We can certainly try.
I'm going to. I still have it. I have tattered cloak in my inventory. I'm gonna just remove it from the inventory and use it, like rip it to make little cloth things to, I don't fucking know, either wrap around ears or stuff in ears, something with ears.
Ooh. I'm gonna take a rank out of my bag and bust it and soak the cloth because water also dampens sound.
I thought you were gonna take a rank and just go.
Just shove it right in your ear, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm gonna soak the cloth and then put it in our ears
That would
because
Look at you.
dampens sound.
That's not as cool.
Look at
Yeah,
you.
it's just like smacking a rank on the side of my head.
Okay, just wriggling around in there. Okay, let's go. All I can hear are the
Fucking
screams of it.
brain slug from Star Trek 2.
Alright. So,
Star Trek 2, the good one.
as you guys approach the door, you can see that there is a recent blood smear there. That seems to have a trail leading under the door.
I go to open the door.
And I think we'll go ahead and end the session there.
Yep. I knew
Y'all
that was coming.
wanted to make
felt that
too many
coming.
goofy, weird jokes about nonsense and shopping. So, this is what you get.
I've wanted to go shopping for like 2 weeks.
I
Then
don't know
thanks
what
for
this
giving me the heads
y'all
up.
is.
I don't think I made any joke.
Okay.
That was funny.
Yeah, well, next time you guys want to go shopping, give me like a little heads up.
Okay.
You'll get much
Well, I
better
didn't-
results.
I hadn't brought it up because I didn't figure anyone else wanted to go shopping. And then Dan was like, I want to go shopping. I was like, now is the time.
Yeah, I just wanted fucking masks and a cloak. And then-
So I just
then
want
we
to
gotta
go
get real
shopping
clothes.
every session because then Anika will never catch up to us, and then
You're wrong. She'll
Yeah.
own one of the shops.
Yeah.
sitting there with like a mustache, like
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, good sir.
welcome to my shop.
Welcome to my shop.
This is my shop.
That's right.
It's gonna blow out.
Yeah.
Wow.